All right, hello, hello.
He's pulling his cock out!
How's it going, everyone? Welcome in and welcome back. I think that Corvian said that he's gonna be, so we'll wait for him. Um, but he for sure should be here. I've heard nothing that suggests otherwise, other than he's just gonna be a few minutes behind. But that's fine. A few minutes, it's a few minutes. Yeah, how we doing, everyone? Hope everyone's well. I don't want to have like royalty-free music, just because like I don't mind talking and stuff like that. But if I'm waiting for like a reply or anything like that, it's kind of like dead air for a minute. The dead air kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. Um, and also like it does fuck with me a little bit in a way, just because like even though I am saying something, I'm hearing something, I'm like in and stuff like that. Until I actually like have something going on for me, I'm just getting dead air except for my voice. Not a fan. Yeah, not a fan actually. I'm building my mod shop finally. Nice. I might be I shouldn't say a frequent shopper, but I'm definitely gonna be a shopper. Especially now that I've decided that mud is a thing that I'm gonna use for a big part of my palette in my base. Which, by the way, I don't know if everyone's seen it, but my Kaer Morhen build is really developing quite strongly. I've gotten uh, a roof on it for the most part. I've decided on how I'm gonna like end that in. I haven't textured anything. I haven't even fully finished structuring it. If I'm being entirely honest, right? I haven't finished structuring it because there's gonna be things like windows. There's gonna be things like arrow slits, a lot of shit like that. Done none of it. Done fucking none of it. But I have done the matriculations for all the walls. I've started doing it on the roofs as well, and I've had some of um the mountain on the right side actually coming to collapse onto the castle a bit, so it actually looks like it's into the side of the mountain a little bit more. I'm gonna do more of what that is, but that's probably gonna be the case. When are we gonna have Hero and the Frog podcast? I would actually love to have Frog on as guests. I think there's gonna be a bit of an issue there in that when it comes to Frog, she when I start the podcast, it's really late for her. So either I would have to do it at night for me, which I'm not necessarily opposed, or she would have to do it like late at night for her, and that's not as good. Like for either of us. It's not that great for either of us in terms of time. But I would honestly love to do a podcast with her. I do intend on having her as a guest at some point. I just want to find a real good topic for her to be a guest on before I invite her on because I think it'd be I think it'd be great to have her on as a guest. I really do. But again, it's just I want a good topic because if I invited her on for like a Dark Souls discussion, I feel like it would be kind of wasting her as a guest because she's not played Dark Souls, she's not familiar with Dark Souls, and it would she wouldn't be able to add much, unfortunately. So it's just about the right topic when we do eventually have her on. I can make time. I wouldn't mind it. I don't necessarily mind the idea of staying up if I have to or anything like that, or maybe doing it potentially earlier, something like that. I don't mind, but again, I want the right topic. So we have a few lined up, uh, none of which right now I think fit for you outside of one potential. So obviously when Corbian finishes Code Geass, when we finish Code Geass together, um, that's something that we're going to do a whole podcast on, is talking about just all of season one, season two of Code Geass. I mean, if you decide to watch that, then I would have absolutely no fucking problem whatsoever having you on as a guest for that. But that's a whole other thing, and most likely that'll be the next week episode. What are we gonna finish? Well, we're actually like what, a third of the way through season two already, so we're pretty deep into Code Geass. So far, he's loving it. It's a top show for him right now. Either my headphones are new, they are, or your mic a little cracked. My mic is a little bit fucked. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I'll actually turn it down. I don't think it needs to be as loud right now. All right, Volvian's live, so you should be in. But there should be a new mic coming soon, so it should be getting some crisp audio coming in. But how's it going? How's it going, Extra? Welcome in. Because I actually have the best microphone that I have available to me right now is actually the microphone that's attached to the camera that I added on. So there's that. Yeah, well, all. And you won. Nice. Oh, I know the difference. My headphones don't got enough bass. Oh yeah, just for my perfectly super bassy voice, right? All right, Corvian, are you in? Because you're muted. Also, didn't get the noise to say that you were actually in the call. Marrying Normans. Alucard grows? Ooh, you know Corvian's not gonna be happy about that. Yeah, Corvian, I see you in the call, but you're still muted if you're trying to talk.
Yeah, no, I'm just setting up the stream stuff and getting everything open.
All good, all good. Okay. I did the knock. I'll do it again.
I can never remember which thing I have to be on, like which internet need to be on to accept the fucking thing.
Yeah,
So
fair. Actually, you know
there
what?
we
Let
go.
me know when you're on the right one, and that's when I'll knock. Make it easier.
I don't know what the right one is.
Fuck me, man. Did you
Regular
say it was
social.
Chrome?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying first. So give it a go.
Hmm? All right. Knocked. You see it?
Yep, and we're in.
All right, perfect. And we have
Mic is off in there.
chat sharing is enabled. We are good.
All right, we are back. Let me
Okay,
pull
you
up
don't.
chat.
You don't have socials enabled. God damn it.
All right. Also, hello, Onyx. Now I can say what's good. that
Um,
was something, man. My brain's off today. Every day.
all right. How's it going? How's it going? Hero flex for me? On request? I like
All
that.
diabolical.
I do it when the mood strikes me. You know, usually when I'm hype. Usually when I'm hype is when I do it.
Usually when your hype is crazy.
Yeah,
Who said it? Fucking Uda Alucard? Let me know.
that was Pulu.
Oh, that's fucked up, man. Pulu. 600-second timeout for Pulu.
Do it or I kill a puppy. Yeah. Guess what I
Guess what
did?
I did?
Did
That's a
did
vague,
you
vague
were a
thing to
cattle
guess.
god?
Let me know.
Some red pinkish lights on that should set the mood. That's what's on. That's what's on right now. Wait, I can what I can do is actually dim the light that I have overhead so that way the wall light takes over and it's more reddish pink. Wait, that's a good idea. Give me a second.
Right, I was like, why the fuck can't I see the fucking thing? And it's because I'm on my own chat, but I need to be on yours. Because it's the same chat, but the visuals are different.
Alright, there we go. As you can tell, I'm freshly showered, so I wanna hear a fucking word about that. Alright, Corvian, do you wanna speak? I wanna check your audio levels real quick.
Oi, check, check.
You're
I'm talking.
you're a little bit quieter than me, but it's fine. It's very slightly.
What else, Onyx? And it seems like there's a new person in here who got Hu Tao at 93, or new to me. And Hu Tao at 93 is crazy.
You know what? I love Hotel so based.
Hu Tao's peak. That's why I started playing Genshin. Fucking son of a bitch.
I can see
Why
it
did I
too.
not expect that?
Dude, do you know what's crazy? I have over 20k points.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Here's where you're pregnant. I mean, when you announce it like that, that's usually the lead into that.
I don't want the box seller. Who's the box seller?
You're crazy. Huta,
Oh, I mean, I guess. Your final box, I guess.
who started me being pregnant thing? I mean, maybe you.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
I'm
Funny
4.
enough, the current state of Arknights is we don't want to open.
Okay. So, today we're talking about Arknights Endfield, the state of it, and also likely its future. What we expect to be its future, we should say. Which, as far as we've discussed prior, it doesn't seem that promising. So do you want to start, or do you want me to start while you try and figure out how to open it?
Well, you start while I try and figure out how to open it. I guess that would make be convenient on my end.
Uh, fair enough, fair enough. So,
Oh, hey, what's up, Fortune?
so yeah, Arknights is, I think, in a place that's potentially going to be very bad, and very bad very soon. So a lot of people are pretty hyped on it, and I get it. It has, I think, two main gimmicks that are relatively unique when it comes to the gacha scene. One being that you have factories that you can optimize, you can shift, and that way you can use that for permanent resources, things like bombs that you can do, which is really cool. Um, and you also use that to make your gear. That's that's something. That's fine. That's cool. That's unique. Um, and the second thing is that you can actually alter your own world. You can put turrets in the world, either being machine gun turrets, you can do like grenade launcher turrets, stuff like that, as well as like the zip line points, all of these things. You can edit your world. Those two things, I think, while being very, very good, I think the fact that you have the factories is, in a sense, going to really harm the game. And I think that that's actually the most probably the most enjoyable aspect for a lot of people, but I think it's also potentially the most damaging. So I think that's a good lead off if you want to continue on from there.
Yeah, see, so my issue, okay, like this will be a little more vague than like just that specific thing, but like my main issue is that the game, so many of these games don't hit for long, right? Like the big ones that kept up that aren't like Hoyo verse based are like, you know, Wuwa.
Where
Is
wins
it just
meet.
Wuwa?
Where wins meet as well.
Yeah, where wins me. That one's still relatively new though to see like what the longevity of that game is gonna be is still up for debate. But yeah, I'll give it that right now. But like
Hmm.
Enfield being one of those and being one of the more promising ones, like
Yeah.
visually, top tier. Looks amazing. Looks fantastic. The world, the graphics, the way the art style, fantastic. Insane. Which is what makes me want to keep playing this game. However, the gimmick they have that makes it different, obviously being the factories and all of that, is sick. It's cool. It's a good idea, but it like lacks depth after a while. Like once you get everything set up, you're kind of done with it. And then where the game currently is, everything kind of just feels dead after not very long of playing. It feels like a hollow shell of a game in comparison to like, you know, Genshin, Zenless, Honkai, Wuwa even. I find Wuwa to be less than the other two, but I also haven't played as much Wuwa. Uh, but the main gimmick dies out and it's not fleshed out enough, not unique enough, not you know, there's no real creativity to it. You kind of just follow a formula to make your factory and then fuck off. Uh, right now it's the graphics that are carrying it. Like, because the world doesn't have enough in it. It wasn't released with enough content. It seems like
So
feels hollow in comparison. I think the graphics in the factory carry it for now, and unless it makes some changes, it's gonna die.
I think that um, what we were discussing about the factory being really cool, I think that is true. I think it's also be a double-edged sword. So one of the things that was cool about it is that your gear you can craft, and that's what it is. Your gear's stats are set, and it's not a thing to grind, which does streamline it in a way. But if there's no level of improvement outside of like leveling your talents and getting new characters and upgrading the characters that you have and upgrading their weapons, there's less to demand return players, right? Because people complain about how much of a grind it is to improve your characters, and yeah, it can be in a lot of games like War and Genshin, and like I'm guessing not where it wins me. I know that's different, but like Honkai, I know Triple Z. There's grinds for these things. Um, there is that problem though. Okay, so it does that to also demand the return of the play, to demand the return of the player. You don't have the demand of the player. You don't have as much content, and you don't need to fully optimize your factories because you can get it optimal enough pretty easy. Well, then once you complete the content, it's just what logging in to do the daily thing. They don't have endgame content like Spiral Abyss, Imaginarium Theater, like Stygian Onslaught, or what they have in the other games. Because I don't play the other Hoyo games, so I'm not familiar with those ones. But I know that they have endgame content too. So if you don't have that, then what do you have, right? You're removing a big part of what makes it strong, or what makes the content strong, is that you have harder endgame content, and then you're also not demanding the upkeep. So it feels like something to complete and then to have a big gap of.
Yep, and as well as not even on top of that, like, dude. So Luz is saying, like, Frog is saying that
Mhm.
there is
Yeah.
end game apparently. What is the end game for one? Because I don't know what the fuck it is. As well as the combat in this game is so simplistic that I can't see endgame being either significantly fun or, that in depth. It's either going to be really easy or really hard based on the combat, is what it would seem, because there's not like a big skill gap I feel like you could have with this.
The skill gap is just going to be those who know the rotations and those who don't. But if they, so we're not judging whether or not how good the end game is and how in depth the end game is, because and how varied all of it can be, because obviously, we have to have some level of leniency, because like you would have to have that for the other games too, like Genshin, right? That's the perfect example. Is that there was endgame right off the bat with Genshin. It was piss easy if you had a Venti. You drop Venti, you win, essentially, right? Um, and like there is that, but there is also something to be said that there's significantly more depth in the Genshin combat, which I wouldn't even say it's deep combat, right? But there's significantly more. Okay, miss you, you and Hero. Why I even bother coming back to be I'm glad that you do come back, but there is that issue of, well, this is why people return is endgame content and for like the depth of combat, because it is a combat one. Largely, these are combat dominant games, but then you're having either no endgame or, according to Frog, we do have an endgame, but it is likely going to be piss easy with also very low engagement in terms of the gameplay. So that's not great in my opinion. You have, pretty easy gameplay that's not demanding outside of just making sure you do enough numbers. Uh,
Like, tell me if I'm wrong, right? Because I'm not good enough at the combat with this game to fully know. Is it you majority keep your DPS on field? It's just that, right? And then you just toss in motherfuckers skills here and there.
Largely, yep.
Yeah,
Basically enough,
yeah.
yeah.
Because that's the thing. Because it feels like I'm missing something, but I'm not.
To be fair, you are.
Like,
I just saw it. You're authority level 35, so you're not like crazy deep. Um, but I'm at what 51, and it's basically just that still. And which like you want to bog it down very very simply. That's kind of what we have with Genshin now. That's what like most of them have. Um, that said, the a level of depth that we do have in terms of pump balancing is significantly more in Genshin, and it always was, even from day one. Because in day one we had the Power Five, you had what Klee was on the first banner with Venti, and then we also had characters like Diluc, and people thought Chi Chi was good. We also had Mona there, and we also had Beidou. So Beidou and Xingqiu were a very strong comp. There was already way more strength in team comps and comp possibilities day one. And I don't want to like obviously compare something like Arknights to what we have with Genshin now. That would not be a fair comparison by any means. We're in year what 5, 6? I think we're in year 6, right? That's not a fair comparison. But if we're going day one to day one, it's still not a comparison. Um, and what you were saying is, but also asking a game that just released to have an expansive endgame is kind of insane. For a long time, Genshin had Spiral. I agree. That would be insane. I'm not expecting a super in-depth Spiral Abyss comparison, but I think that we do need something that is going to demand something of the player other than just do you have sufficient numbers, right?
You crying?
no, for real. My internet's being a little janky, by the way, so I've been trying to figure that out at the same time. As well as holy smokes, man. I don't know if you've seen that combat right there. So playing this few
Life
different
is
gacha
pain!
games,
I
having
hate my...
different buttons for dash, different buttons for attack, you know? I'm constantly jumping in this game when I'm trying to dash. And it's so awkward.
I will say it does feel a bit awkward at times. I think a big part of what's like a bit awkward for it is that they're trying so hard to make it streamlined that they're removing engagement. So a really good example of this is the healing in this game. Your character, whoever, if you're on field, your character will automatically take your healing item, so you don't even have to manage that. You don't even have to
Oh
make.
yeah,
You don't
true.
even have to manage your own health because your own character that you're in control of will do it automatically, so you don't have to do that yourself. Right? Like, if you don't have to manage your own healing, then and the skills and burst or whatever the fuck you want to say is significantly less demanding. The positioning is less demanding. The team comps are less deep. You're removing too much to the point where everything is getting more and more automated. You might as well be watching the game. Obviously, it's not exactly that bad yet. It's not. I'm not saying that it is, but you're not that far away because you don't even have to have people click. You could just hold the click button. There's no charge attacks. They'll just continuously auto attack if you just hold the click.
Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick.
Osmanthus wine
That's a
tastes the
thick
same
ass
as
boy.
I
Damn.
I added you, zombie.
But where are those who share?
Yeah,
only?
like that's the thing too. So I switched my controls slightly, because it was an odd choice in my opinion. Like, so I play controller, right?
Yep.
So, they had dash on B originally,
Mhm.
and jump on A, which jump on A makes sense in some other games, but then when you
It
take some
depends.
of the other say what?
It depends, yeah.
Yeah, but when you take other games like gotcha games and like Zenless, where the dash is A,
Mhm.
now I have a game that the dash is A and now the dash is B on another one, and then right bumper is dash on some of the other ones, but the only one that is remote at B at all is Arknights. I was constantly just jumping, and I'm still doing it now. Like it's like just off enough that it feels weird.
No one likes me. My
And then
dog won't
the
even look
fact
at
that
me. My
you can
dog took a
just
shit on the floor because they were so
I can finish
disgusted
all
with
of my
me. God, no
combats
one's ever
just
gonna
by
love me.
holding
Except maybe
X
you.
this
Can you
whole
show me
time
your
and doing nothing
titties?
else. It's so uninteractive, toss a skill off here and there and then just go back to holding that shit. And then jump because I keep clicking the wrong fucking button instead of dodging. That's a skill issue, the jumping part, but
Yeah, I was about to say,
you
you were
gotta
saying that you jump so much, and I was thinking like just traversing the world, because I feel like that's something that you would be able to levy to a similar, the same, or even potentially more of an extent to anything else. But when you said you're jumping
yeah,
so much, I was wondering
yeah.
why.
No, it's just the button placement. That one's just a little pet peeve. But no, the main part is literally just the combat is so simplistic. And then also, can we talk about how you can't climb anything? Like, very weird take. You can jump, but like you can it only works so much. Like if there's something just slightly too big, you can't. Then you can't climb at all. So like where like some games don't even have the
To jump.
like Zenless doesn't have a jump because it's a very different game, but it doesn't feel like it's a bad thing because the world is based off of that. This world looks like it's made that you can climb, and there's like more vertical exploration available to you, but then it's very linear in the fact that you need to take the pathways that are created for you at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the world wants to be traversed but hasn't made itself and doesn't have the mechanics to be fully traversable in the way that the world wants to be. It feels like they made it more traversable than it they made it like it wants to be more traversable than they're able to handle or implement.
Yeah, well, like, so if they made even say a like, I don't, it's not called, it wouldn't be grappling, but like, say when you jump and you reach the ledge that you could pull yourself up.
Yeah,
Say if there was
that'd be
even
something.
that,
Yeah.
because you can see right here, like where I am right now, like if it's not a clearly foreshadowed fucking staircase made of things, you just can't explore it.
Yeah.
And with what you see in the background, all of this looks accessible. That building up there on the cliffside looks accessible, but I'm fairly certain it's not. Like you can't climb any of this. It's only the ground down there and the paths. So like as soon as you run that path straight down there where I was before into that wall, it's a dead end. There's literally nowhere you can go. And that's one of the things that makes the world feel like hollow, in my opinion. With Genshin, like even if it's an area that has fuck all for you, like you're wasting your time climbing this mountain to get to the top of this area, at least you can do it. It makes the world feel like completely open and, free roam, do what the fuck you want to do. But this game makes it feel like it's an open world game like that, but it's
It's
reminiscent
somewhat
of
limiting.
Zenless.
It's somewhat limiting. And so zombie, yeah, we can do zip lines, but you have to get there to put the zip lines, which kind of removes some of the point of the zip lines. And again, there's things that they're removing, which is, I think, the fact that they're removing some of these things that would be just tedious is overall a positive quality, right? The fact that we can have zip lines to areas that we frequent, that there's not like a teleport waypoint, we can do that. That's fine. That's good. That's a good thing. But then you keep adding up all of these other things that you're just removing, and then you're left with half of a game, right? So you remove the click, you remove the walking. Already, that's not great. You remove artifact farming, which can be considered a positive thing, but this is exactly what I'm saying. You remove the healing, that's not great, and then remove climbing. You keep taking away bits and bits and bits and bits, and then there's less of a game, right? The team comps matter. They're not as deep as the team comps of day one Genshin. And I keep emphasizing the day one because obviously it would be unfair to say it's not as deep as the combat of Genshin, which again, I don't think Genshin combat is that deep. The team comp possibilities can have a lot of depth, but the combat in itself is not deep. You have to have one or the other, where the team comps can be deep in terms of what can be done, or the combat has to be deep, and it does neither. It does neither. Sorry.
Does neither.
It does neither.
Yeah, yeah. For one, not having climbing, crazy. But the other thing is too is this is the one I haven't done the most because it's kind of like I'm still debating if I want to continue with the game, so I'm not trying to get too deep into it. I'm trying to get through a little bit of story here, just vibe out, see how it's going. So this is the one where all the artifacts already are laid out with the same stats regardless, right?
Sorry, say that again.
Or do we? Let me pull up my character quick. But the another big one is the grinding aspect, right? Like part of the reason you can play Genshin for so long is, dialing in your characters with, randomized domains and whatnot, which is every gacha that exists, which it's like that because it works. If you just craft your shit, like, yeah, and then there's no like randomized to the substats, right?
So there's not randomizes to the substats of the artifacts. There's randomizes to some of the things that you can put onto your weapons, I believe. So I think that's RNG, but and that is farmable, but that's one thing. unless you're going to give the worst stats possible and then have RNG fixed against the player, then you're gonna be in a relatively shit spot, I think. Is mods on weapons, and it's possible to max the weapon completely. Exactly. But yeah, that's what I was saying, the mods for the weapon.
Yeah, but like, so if artifacts, most of your grinding in this game is mods on the weapon, it's possible next.
Yeah, that's what I already read and responded to, bro.
Yeah, I know. I just I wanted my brain to fully get it. But yeah, at least with so your weapon is the one thing, right?
Yep,
And
basically,
like,
as far as I'm aware.
so all of your artifacts are just, create them with the factory you've already made, and then there you go. And now it's just maxing the weapon, so here's the question. From a weapon that's like, decently done, whatever, what you can do fairly quickly or whatever, versus fully maxing it out, what is the actual difference in damage? Is it worth it?
Mhm.
Is it as big of an increase as a very shitty artifact set compared to a completely dialed in artifact set?
Yeah.
What's the difference? Is it
Yeah.
5%? Then there's no longevity in that.
Yeah.
Is there?
Exactly what you're saying though is like, what difference does it make? So when you have so many different aspects that can add damage, that's, yeah, sure, they're incremental, but that's also compounding interest, right? So let's say you have, we'll go Genshin. That's the one that we both play. That's gacha that we both play. So we know what the stuff there is, right? So let's say we're building Raiden Shogun, okay? So the difference that you can get there is so big, right? So you can go from one, there's constellations, there's talent levels, which they both have, right? They both have them. That's cool. There's weapons. They both have them. That's cool, right? But then we have artifact sets, which they both have. And then we also have, when it comes to the artifact sets, substat rolls. So we have 4 different things, and that's gonna compound into how big the damage is. And then there's also so many different weapons. Again, obviously, it's been in the game longer. There's going to be more weapons, so that wouldn't be a fair comparison if we're just going 1-to-1 now Genshin. But when you remove the different artifacts that are very, very different, and then you remove the substat roles and stat prioritization to the fact that we have so much, you get to a worse spot. Now, we do have different artifacts and substats when it comes to the artifacts that are in Arknights. We do. I would say that they're not spectacular. It feels like there's less generalist stuff, right? It feels like there's worse generalist stuff compared to where there was generalist stuff that we did have in things like Genshin, right? Like, for example, Emblem. I know Emblem wasn't day one, but that's an easy example for a generalist thing. Emblem is so good for a lot of characters who require high ER, which a lot of characters do, and where their burst is a big part of their damage. That's so many characters. Like, yeah, is it made for Raiden Shogun? Absolutely. Is it the best in slot for, like, half the fucking roster, like, 2 years ago? Yeah, it was.
I mean, key units still sit on that. Durin
Exactly.
sat on that. Durin can still sit on that completely fine. You don't even need to swap his artifact set to the new set. Like,
Exactly. Kokomi worst spot. Kokomi is great. Lola came by to drop some good news. Hey, Drunkard, how's it going? Welcome in. And what's good news, man? But yeah, if you want to continue on, go ahead.
just yeah. So the artifacts, that's the thing too. So what I wanted to point out when you were speaking was the having all artifact sets or that you craft in this game having the same substats is completely fucked. Because again, if you have a top 90% Raiden versus a top 1% Raiden, it is a huge difference. So if we're talking just that alone, like, sure, both games have artifact sets, but
one's fixed.
Yeah, it's fixed. So it's like that's standard. That's just if you don't have the artifact set, it's either 0 or 100. That's it.
Yep.
Like, and so realistically, everyone's supposed to have an artifact set. So that's just the baseline now. So there's no room at all. It doesn't even count. It's kind of just there. It's just a necessity, and that's the base value. Like, whereas in Genshin, you can fucking go for a year and a half to get that, you know, under top 10 in the world, and you're gonna be, you know, it's gonna be worth it. You're gonna notice the
Don't I fucking know it, man. For a long time, I've had some real shit characters, and now I have 6 sub 1% characters. Right? Like, that took a lot of fucking work.
It's also a flex too. Like in this game, they're like, like, currently there's nothing to flex unless I guess you get like a C6 or something. But like,
So
wow.
there's a couple of things to flex, but nothing that really shows that much in terms of effort. It shows more in terms of money. Okay, but the flex is how many P's do you have? So the P is their constellation. It goes up to P5, and the other thing is the weapon and the weapon refinements. That's it. That's your flex, is how much money have you spent. I guess the other thing you could technically flex is how good is your factory in terms of like efficiency and stuff like that. But that is a far cry from like what the rest of it is when it comes to what you can do.
I mean, and that's not even fully the case, because like there's just people who post, there's like the most efficient one has been figured out by this point, and most people just copy that. You know what I mean? Like there's only one most efficient way to build a factory, and it's already out there.
Yeah.
So either you did that, you copied it, or you didn't, and that's.
And not just that, you can get that to go even further in that conversation, because with that, you can download it, so you don't even have to figure it out. You don't even have to do it by yourself. You can just upload this shit, and then somebody else can download it. So you never even have to figure out how to copy it.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yep.
It's too. So I don't know how it would be implemented, right? But like the cool part when you think of like, you know, gacha game with factory builder, you picture like, oh, I get to get on and do some fun stuff, like I'm playing like Roller Coaster Tycoon or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that. It's again, it's just copy what the fuck somebody already figured out, and you know, all it is spending the time getting the resources and doing this shit. So it's more of a chore than it is like a fun thing to do.
Yep.
Which is, you know, not particularly what I'm looking when I was, you know, hype on it. It sounded fun as fuck.
Yep.
It sounded like something I wanted to do. But in practice, it's not fun. I don't enjoy building the factory at all, which I thought was going to be the big fun selling point for me in this game.
You know what? I kind of thought so too.
It is unenjoyable though. Like, does anybody here actually enjoy, you know, the factory building?
So I do, but I will also say that despite enjoying the factory, there is a lot of problems with it in that it feels, honestly, half-baked. I enjoy the factory, but I don't enjoy it enough for this to be the thing that I do, the reason that I play a game. And if the factory was the reason I played a game, I would just do one that has a dedicated factory system that I could do, right? Because it feels like it has 5 different ideas that are all like half-baked. I'm officially bored, gonna leave. All good, Pulu. Thank you for stopping by.
That's the thing, right? Though once you build, like, you only have so many building places, and you only have so many things to legitimately build. So it's like, once you get to that point, building's no longer an aspect of the game. It's just waiting.
Until the update.
And then
assuming that they do update the factories in the next update, right? which we don't even know.
As long as you got the mats, you can copy paste whole bases. Yeah, see, like, and I think that's kind of shit. I think they should at least get you to do your own thing, because then you're not even playing the game at that point, right? Like,
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. The more and more that you remove, yeah, sure, you're removing tedium, but you're also removing some good content. But then when you remove both, you're removing tedium, you're removing good content, and you're doing that across many different areas, you're hollowing out your game.
yeah.
Because how can you
Especially
do
when there's
anything
so much
else
to it.
when you're
Yeah.
removing so much?
And here's the thing, for the main gimmick of the game being the factory, because that is the entire main gimmick of the game. Other than that,
Yes.
it's generic gacha. And to make it so that, again, you can copy paste and all of that, you can literally play this entire game without even learning the main gimmick.
Yep.
You don't have, you can just copy paste. You don't actually have to even, you can just play it as a gacha game that has less than other gacha games because you're not focusing on the one thing that makes it different.
They'll likely update everything. I imagine so. I still think that doesn't weigh out all the things that it's kind of removed, right? Because I think you need a strong starting point, and then if you remove some other tediums, especially when you have like somewhat less content, then you're going to be in a better spot. I think a good example of this again is something that we can do is Genshin, right? So Genshin, we had a lot of tediums in Genshin, right? That, for example, running everywhere. Stamina consumption was a real fucking annoyance. But over time, that wasn't so bad. One of the reasons being is that, like, okay. So one of the reasons being is that we now have characters like Jalonin. We have characters like Chaska. We have characters who have mobility options available to them. And so if we have these mobility options, not that bad now. But we didn't always. So once we have all of the rest of the content more expansive, you can remove more and more tedium that people could just dump over because they're going to be able to do that easily. So it's not as much of a pain in the ass to play. That makes sense. You do need some level of tedium. That will help define the highs, I think.
I agree. And then there's, so I was gonna touch on this fucking zombie. That's the same thing with me, but partially the thing too is like the visuals. I actually love the visuals. I've said this already, but I said this to you yesterday. I love the visuals. I think they carry so hard that they could make like a crazy good game, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's part of the reason I started playing Zenless when I said I wasn't going to pick up another gacha, was because of the animation, how smooth it is and everything. And it's why I haven't quit yet. I would have been long gone otherwise, hoping that they somehow pull this together. But Zombie and Frog had very different Varka completely stops fall
Mr.
damage
Crow,
as well with it.
Your message said you
This
had a
whole
problem,
beat.
but
Yeah, that doesn't seem super useful though, I'll be real. Varka feels terrible to play in my opinion. But that's a whole different discussion. So Frog says she enjoys, you know, everything about the game. Zombie doesn't enjoy the building, so like, what are your guys' like differing thought processes here to get two people with, you know?
Yeah.
Because I like, obviously, like, I'm kind of in the middle where, like, you know, I think it's cool, but it's not there. So like, I'd lean more towards not enjoying it, right? I think Millie's kind of somewhat in the middle.
I would say
on
that
one
I
side.
enjoy it, but very much within its. I don't want to spend all that time building. If I'm gonna do a lot of building, playing fucking Minecraft. You've seen what you can build in Minecraft. You see what I can build in Minecraft. So if I'm doing a whole lot of building and efficiency, that's what I'll fucking do, because that has that level of depth available to it.
Hey, what's up, Novi? Enfield gameplay, Varka complete. Never mind, I already read that part. Building was fun, the combat was just stale. Yeah, see, even I don't mind the building. I think the building is not terrible. I think it's not fully fleshed out, but I don't think it's terrible. I think it's semi well done. Just kind of you run out quickly. However, the combat is stale as fuck. But the building needs a lot more to it. Like, again, yeah, with Minecraft, dude, you could build shit for, you know, ever. You'll never run out of shit to build.
Yep, exactly.
And build the same thing. Enfield, you know what you're building, and it's what everyone else builds, and it's likely the exact same as they build it, and then you're done.
There is a one best thing, and then everyone else is just wrong.
Yeah, and then you never touch it again.
Yep.
You can play the rest of the game without ever touching it again. And you can copy and paste it too. So literally you can just copy paste it and just never touch it. Off topic, I got Resident Evil 1 to load up. How did you figure it out? What were you doing wrong before?
Yeah, I think that there's real issues in the building because this leans back to what I was saying is that it feels like it's not one game. It feels like it's like 3-4 different half games just mashed together, and there you go.
And I want to point out too, for like what I'm doing on screen and stuff, dude, I don't even know what I'm doing. And it's, I guess, working. Like, the combat's just that cut and dry. As long as you have people, your other people kind of just jumping around doing stupid shit and you're just holding square down. Combat, you know, I killed things. There we go. Wasn't fun. That was pretty much just... When I run into enemies, that's the thing, too. I don't want to run into enemies.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Holy shit,
game,
yeah.
Yeah, in other games, like Genshin, whatever, I'm like, cool, you know, I'll fucking plunge them to hell. You know what I mean? Like, Zenless, I'm like, alright, sick, I'll do some cool-ass dodging, bust out some ults, whatever. You know? It's
100%.
fine. But in this game, yeah, I see enemies, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna just avoid them because I don't feel like holding X for fucking 30 seconds for no fucking reason. Like...
Not so.
That's a big thing I didn't even think of till now, dude. It's like you're playing the game, but you don't want to play the fucking game. I think that says a lot on its own. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Guys, what about Baka, Skirk, Layla, Lynette? That is a terrible team. So, 3 of those units are somewhat on-field. Lynette can be an off-fielder. She's primarily and best used as an off-fielder. Skirk and Baka are on-fielders, so that doesn't work at all. You're removing Skirk from anything that makes her good, and you're not giving Varka anything that makes him usable. And then they also compete for field time. Send your units in the Discord, and I'll send you the possible teams. But like this is incredibly, like almost offensively simple gameplay. Right? Like when it comes to the combat. Now obviously, like look at this. I didn't fucking place this here. I didn't place this here. But it's just there.
I'll keep up with your tempo.
Does anybody enjoy the combat? That's a good question.
And then,
like, I know Nubby said the combat ain't it. Frog is the one who, you know, stands on this more than anyone at the point. Like, what do you think of the combat?
Hope you're not tired, Mr.
I think it's very mid because it's basically hold click. Sometimes you press E, sometimes you hold E. That's as far as it goes.
The ults also feel terrible. Let's point that out real quick. I don't think the ults don't feel like ults. They're so lackluster. Which is a cool part of gacha games.
I would say with Levitain, the character that I'm using, I feel good about using her ult. Right? It's a mode that she enters where she does good, strong, sustained damage, and That's solid. It's solid. I have her premium team, so it does feel like a significant jump in her damage. So it does feel like this is an ult. It feels better to use than I'll. Basically, if I'm not using her ult, the team doesn't feel great to use. But if I'm using her ult, it feels good to use. It feels more engaging. But I don't think I should be feeling this way when outside of that one optimal moment, which doesn't have 100% uptime.
Yeah. So what is the optimal team? Is the question here, right? Because I can't see your chats in the way.
Oh, okay. So the team that I have is Ardelia. I have the other redhead bitch. I have, and what's his name? Wolfguard.
Who's the redhead bitch?
I hate fools.
Um,
Come on, let me do something for
Akakuri.
everyone.
Oh wow, Akakuri is her best in slot. I guess I can't say much. Best in slot for last right is Fluorite, who's like F tier otherwise.
Yeah, so it's Akakuri, Ardelia, Wolfguard,
I hate fools
and then
who like to
Levitain.
micromanage.
I know Levitain is, I think the strongest one in game at this point.
Yes. Yeah, she's
believe.
the strongest DPS in the game.
And like her combat is a lot more flowy than it last right is. Even though last right is still strong in this game currently. But like, and so here's the thing, when I was saying the ults don't feel like ults, I was talking more about like the
It doesn't feel grand when they activate.
yeah,
Okay.
it feels just like the other skills kind of thing. Like it just with like a little cutscene. The cutscene doesn't even feel great. The attack itself, at least with last right, I can't speak on Levitain because I don't have her, but
I will give some level of leniency to that, because even if you look at like version 1 of Genshin when it came to their ults, Venti's ult didn't feel very grand. It didn't. I like Venti. I like him quite a lot, actually. It doesn't feel particularly grand when he activates his ult, when he activates his burst. So
that's true.
there's some level of finding your footing that we do have to give. We have to give some level of leniency, because of course we do. Like, this is a new thing. That said, that is still an issue. When you have all of these, again, compounding problems, you'll find yourself very, very, not pushed away, but, I'm blanking on the word, fuck. But that honeymoon phase that you have with some games that you're hyped about and just hop into, you'll find that ends relatively quickly. Because there's a lot of these things that are missing, and then it compounds.
Two things. The team you're using last raise, I hate. Everywhere I've looked, it said that Fluorite was part of the premium. You might be right, but either way, I'm gonna run Fluorite because she's sick. I like Fluorite's design. However, yeah, it is clustered. I do feel the same on that. Here's an interesting thing I thought of though. How we were saying, like, the realization of, like, you see an enemy and you're like, fuck, I don't even want to play that.
Yep.
I don't want to do that. You don't want to play the fucking game. So you're talking about the honeymoon phase of the game dies off quickly, right? So I started Arknights, pretty recently, and I started Honkai even more recently, right? I am still in the honeymoon phase of Honkai, and I've played more Honkai already than Arknights by quite a bit, actually.
Yep.
And I'm still in the honeymoon phase. It's still a great game. Everything, all the aspects I actually want to play. However, this game, it's long gone.
Yep.
It is long gone. Also, give me 1 second. Got my brother at my door. So let me just check what he needs there. Oh, I guess take off from that bit. I'll be here.
So, when it comes to things like the combat, for example, what I have now. Now, this is going to be potentially a problem for me specifically. I am going to 100% acknowledge that, right? I never want to use my burst. It's kind of annoying to get mine back. It feels like while I have the optimal team, it doesn't feel optimized at the same time. Because the damage is pretty trash unless I have her burst active. The damage feels trash otherwise. But I never want to use it because it's annoying to have to deal with.
See that one? Need me
Right?
to do some
Like,
trimming?
okay, I can do all the damage right away if I want to. I can. It's not a problem. Hey, Puddle, how's it going, man?
Be gentle, Mr. Jolly.
Right?
None shall live.
All the damage is going to happen right this second. I'll tell you that now. Like, look, this feels fun. The damage is there, so it doesn't feel like it's like a pathetic sort of burst. These are relatively decent enemies.
We've done it.
One rotation, not a problem.
Great job. We've all done our
That
work
said,
in the field.
she has no burst. None. Because guess what? Her burst was active. So all the energy that she earned doesn't matter. The damage is trash because there is a rotation you have to follow. You can't just mash buttons.
Got my eyes peeled for
I'm aware. But outside of using her burst for her sustained damage, even then, it ain't great. Now there's going to, almost definitely, I would be amazed if it wasn't the case that there's going to be developments in the game and it's going to get better. Okay, I would be amazed, fucking stunned, if it didn't get better. Okay, that would be one of the biggest, like one of the most colossal failures if it didn't improve, right? And I think it has like legitimately nice looking areas. You have to utilize the rest of the team though, you're not using the entire team. Yeah, that's actually touching on my point in its entirety, is that I don't want to use their stuff because getting their stuff back is so annoying to have to do regularly. The energy that you can get back in Genshin is very easy. Have Favonias on it, and you have energy like fucking that. I have batteries there, and it's still annoying to get their shit back. It's still annoying, despite having batteries on the team. Right? So, because of that, I don't want to use their stuff. And because I don't want to use their stuff, the team's damage is not as good. And if their damage isn't as good, it makes it feel shittier to play. You have to use their skills, not their burst necessarily. I know. I know. There's a real problem of, I think, it requiring you to be in combat and not use it. And then even with Akakuri, you have to use her skill so that way you can also regen skill power. Same thing with also Wolfguard, you have to use the E that happens so that way you regen. Whereas in Genshin, it's just a cooldown. It's just a set cooldown. You're out of combat, guess what? You have all the skills back. So you're already ready for combat again. You're always ready for combat at the start, outside of bursts. And with bursts, just have Favonius, which we all had day one. We always had access to it. So no matter what kind of combat you had, you were always going to have an option to get you ready for that combat. And it was very easy. Yeah, exactly. That's the rotation I was speaking about. But it's not as smooth. It's just not as good. It demands that you be in combat for you to get your skills back, or you have to use skills or their E's or their SP to return. You can't just wait for a cooldown, so you're not always going to be ready when it comes to combat. That's the problem. Knowing your team rotation means that SP is easier to regen. I know. That's why I often have to use Akakuri, and that's why I always use Wolfguard's E. But that's still within the problem of like I'm needing to have to force things to regen so I can actually use it prior instead of doing it prior to battle. I can't use the stuff prior to battle, so that way it's usable. I have to do it mid battle. I think that's worse. I can't get my shit off the second I enter. When you can do that with every other game.
I'm just trying to get my internet to work a little better, by the way.
All good. Like,
'Cause apparently my shit's dropping on my end.
But, like, when I say every other game, I mean basically every other game. I'm not even talking just strict gacha. So, for example, I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls 1. I'm able to do whatever I need to in Dark Souls 1 majority of the time. I can get that first attack as cleanly as I want almost all the time because I know it's coming. And so I can do that one big thing that I want to do at the start of the battle every time. Isn't that part of the challenge? If it was just like every other game, it would be kind of boring. I mean, I very, very, very strongly disagree. Because, like, there's ways that you can differentiate, but there are things that are necessary. So, for example, differentiation isn't necessarily improvement or worth it. So, for example, every other game works. Would you say theoretically that part of the challenge is to beat a game that just doesn't function, and that's what makes it good and not boring? Like,
Well, isn't that
that's
like,
not a sound
doesn't that fall
argument, you
under
know?
artificial difficulty of like it's
Yeah.
difficult because it doesn't work well, not because of like well like created difficulty?
Exactly. So I would argue that what should be the case when it comes to a game design is the challenge to be able to beat something when you have your things working in favor of you. Let's say you've grinded to make sure you've been able to optimize your damage, you've grinded to optimize your team. Now we present you with this challenge where you're working and you're at 100% and you're able to do what you want to do, and then we present you with this challenge. Can you overcome this? Whereas there's a difference to that, and we are going to hamper you so that way you can't do what you want to do. You can't do what you usually do properly. And there you go. Beat it. That's more artificial in terms of its hindrance. I wouldn't say that because it's not as bad as it being made out to be. Well, I'm not saying that this is like game breaking, but that's the point I was making, is that this is part of the compounding problems. It's not a huge thing, but when you're having many of these smaller things, it comes into a bunch of issues that end up with the game having a big problem at hand. Is that there's many things that are potentially driving people away. I don't think there's one
I
thing
don't
in
think
it
we
that's
have
just
shared
gonna
that.
be terrible. Sorry, go ahead.
I just don't think we have shared chat right now is what I'm trying to check out.
Good.
Because I see zombie messaging on my end, but it's not coming through on this end.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause you haven't seen zombie message, right?
No, I haven't.
It's not just my end.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
maybe I leave and then share chat is on. It says share chat is on now.
I just clicked it now because I went back to it and it said it wasn't enabled, so it should be working now again.
It's probably because my stream dropped for a second because of my internet.
Probably.
There it
Yeah,
is.
it's back,
Yeah,
it's
it's
back.
probably when the stream you said, okay, we're good now. Sorry, I was trying to figure all that out, so I was like, fucking, there we go. We should be
That's
back
fine.
now.
Did I miss any big message or anything like that?
Nothing specifically, mostly just my internet being choppy and zombie pointing it out.
Sounds like you.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. But yep, like, see, that's like, it makes the game harder. You know, you have to try even harder to build up that stuff, but it makes it not fluid. That's the thing. It takes away the fluidity, and it's just artificial difficulty of the game not flowing well.
Yeah.
Like,
That's how I differentiate between something like an artificial inflation of difficulty. Like, say for example, They just decide you don't have your skills right. And that opposed to another artificial inflation of difficulty, people doing challenge runs on something like Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is an incredibly polished game, and we hinder ourselves intentionally with, let's say, a Souls level 1 run, right? Where we're just doing a level 1 run where we just have the club and we're trying to beat the bosses, right? We're putting that in there for greater difficulty, but everything flows just as smoothly, right? It flows exactly as smoothly as it did before. Whereas if you're having the artificial inflation, it's removing fluidity in the combat here if you're just not going to be able to use your stuff. And that's not the same.
I would much prefer as well if they just, like, you can say you don't mind it because it adds difficulty, right?
Yep.
I'm kind of doubling back on this again.
Yep.
But, you know, you can say you don't mind it, but wouldn't you rather it feel like Genshin where you're getting your skills and able to bust all this out and you're getting your energy back and... Like, same difficulty, per se, because you can do that. You could have it be the same amount of difficult, but, you know,
Yep.
have your skills lined up, have your ults lined up, and the game would feel so much better. Because, again, yeah, I feel the same. Like, I never have fucking Last Right's ult. Never. Like, I don't know. Like, and I have 2 ice on my team. I don't even know how the fuck it works at this point, but...
Yeah, you can.
I'm busting stuff off constantly and nothing's, you know... I don't get ults back until like every like 3rd fight. You know, 4th fight.
That's kind of how it feels, is that it's going to be several fights before I get everything back. And that's even if I use my SP regen. Like Wolfgod has SP regen, and so does Akakuri. SP regen for both of them. And yet it feels very much like I have to regularly fight and then struggle and then wait several fights before I can get my things back. Despite that I have everything to make sure that I do have everything back. Everything's for that, and yet it still doesn't feel like I'm gonna be able to do the stuff that I'm here to do.
That actually worries me, because you are significantly more built and farther along than I am. So I thought maybe it's just a thing of me being shit.
Nope.
But
I mean, maybe.
here's the other
I
thing
feel like that's
too.
still the case for me, because as far as I go when it comes to builds and characters, I still feel like I haven't done anything to actually like improve them. I still in my mind, when I'm thinking about where I am and what I've done, I'm like, oh, I feel like I've barely touched the game. But I'm so deep into it. I'm AL 50. 50. Imagine being AR 50 in Genshin and being like, no, I've barely touched it, I haven't done anything. Like, what? There's only
Also
60
clearing
ARs.
these-
What?
Clearing these fucking exclamation points is terrible in this game. Random little fucking tidbit of information.
Like, I don't mind a lot of the game. There's a lot of the game that I absolutely appreciate, though. It probably sounds like there's that I just fucking despise the game. I don't despise the game. I really don't. It's just I had a lot of expectations for this game, and it tried to be 3 games smashed into one, and it was somewhat subpar in all 3. And that just bothers the fuck out of me.
So much promise. It's one of the more promising ones that came out. Like, this was the only one that kind of stacks up to Wuwa. Like, that, well, would stack up to Wuwa. It definitely doesn't currently. Like, there's not enough to it. And here's the thing, like, Wuwa...
I think
You
Genshin's
played
better than WoW.
right?
I think
What, you
Genshin's
said
better
you
than
think-
WoW.
Oh, 100%, without a doubt.
Okay. Oh, as like the challenger to Genshin or whatever, right?
Yeah, well, if we're talking
Okay.
challenger to Genshin, it's Honkai or it's Endless. I wouldn't say it's Wuwa for sure.
A lot of people say it's Wuwa, and I get it.
I could see it. I can see people having that thought process. It's more updated graphically and everything. Like, it depends on what you're looking for as well as a big thing. But I wouldn't. No, it would be one of the Hoyo games that would be the contender for Genshin, if anything. But it's Genshin regardless, and you know I'm not gonna hear about it. It's top selling every time. It's the most popular one for a reason. It's the most put together. It's graphically dated. Don't get me wrong.
With some of it. With some of it. Like,
I mean, like
you've seen
character
the
models and stuff.
Oh yeah, like with a lot of them, not all of them, but like, it was funny. I was looking at the Zhongli and Venti models. I think not yesterday, but like literally this week, and I was just like, ooh, ooh, that's a bit dated, right? And
Which?
it was Zhongli and Venti. I was like, man, they kind of need updates. That'd be neat, but when I'm looking at this, it's like, wow, this looks solid. It does look solid. I would say early Arknights visually is superior to early Genshin. I would 100% concede that, but with an asterisk. Arknights benefited from everything that Genshin is. It benefited from the hindsight of all of these other gachas, and this is still where it's at.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Is like, so when Genshin, you said this earlier actually, and it made me want to touch on it, but my my internet was being fucky, right? So it's early. It's early. You know, we can say that as much as we want. It's early. You know, Genshin was this when it was early. Like, you know, and yeah, you do get some consideration for that, obviously. But
You have to, yeah.
yeah, but Genshin paved the way is the thing too.
Yep,
Like,
absolutely.
so it's less acceptable when everything's like, these gacha games now have the formula. They know like what works, what doesn't, and all of that. They don't have to go through the stuff that Genshin did back when Genshin did it to, you know, get to the point they are now.
Yeah.
More or less. Like, they have the blueprint.
So I agree, because we have games like Uma, which, no pun intended, it hit the ground running. It just fucking launched out the gate, and it was beloved right off the bat, because they're like, they know exactly what we want to do. They did something new, innovative, and they fucking nailed it, right? Whereas, because they do have a lot of the formula. Now, I will say, whenever you try to do a spin on the formula, right, there's going to be issues. So, like, them trying to do the factory, and them trying to do the world edit, there's going to be issues there. That's unavoidable, absolutely. But even in the other aspects of the game where we have things that you can benefit from the hindsight of all of these other games, I still think it's fallen short. It's not that it's nowhere, right? Like, if I was to say, like, where Genshin is now is, like, the completed stage of the formula, which I don't think it is. I think it's taken a step backwards in the last 2 years compared to where it was. But let's say that's the case, okay? That's where you can be. I'm not saying it's at a fucking 1, but like with all of this information, with all the hindsight, I would say it's at like an 8. But then
You're saying for Genshin?
no, I'm saying for Arknights. If Genshin's at a 10, I'm saying that this is like an 8 or a 7 in terms of like understanding the formula and implementing it. I think it's just a bit short. And it's just a bit short in, again, several areas, which is a consistent theme that you'll find throughout this podcast, is that it's consistently just short. It's not short by a mile, but it's short in so many areas that if you want to do any of those things, it feels like play one of those games instead of this one.
Yeah, and well, here's the thing. Yeah, it's not. Again, it has a lot of things right. You know what I mean? Like, there's many times I'll be like just playing the game, even though it doesn't feel great. I'm like, just the visuals alone. The visuals are, I think, one of its peaks.
Yep.
The visuals are fantastic, right? So like, and the game, like the game itself, other than the combat, feels good
Remember
enough.
that you kinda
Like,
It runs smoothly, which honestly, compared to how a lot of the games started, a lot of them didn't run smoothly. Like, that's a real positive. That's a real fucking big positive that it runs smoothly, even despite how well at it. Whereas all these other ones had real fucking rough launches. Half of them didn't function most of the time.
Having a game with world edit that runs completely fine. Like, there's no running issues. It's gameplay issues.
Yeah.
That's strictly it. I think, but the thing too is that they miss on big points is
Yep.
the problem. If they miss on little points, whatever. But missing on big points being combat, which is the majority of the fucking game. That's what you pull these characters for, that you arguably spend real money on and time and all this to get, is to do combat with them, and the combat sucks. And then on top
I
of
wouldn't say
that,
sucks, but it's I would say
It's
it
not
doesn't
good.
meet the mark. It does not meet the
Yeah.
mark. But I wouldn't say it
It's-
sucks.
I'd say it's below acceptable. Like, it's very boring. If we do, like, keep in mind, if you're gonna play a gacha, which is, again, you spend money to get these characters,
I would say
why would you want to do it with this combat when you can do it with, you know, Genshin, Zenless, Wuwa, all having significantly more fun combat?
Aurelin.
so. I would say
Endfield finds it valuable.
below acceptable only if you're going by the metric of its competitors. If you take the combat in isolation, I would say it's acceptable. But with how strong the combat can be for a lot of its competitors, then I would agree. There's too much competition to have subpar combat, for sure.
Yeah, well, I'd say if this was the first gacha, like if this was Genshin back in the day when it released, sure.
Then fucking legendary game if it's in the position that Genshin was in. Legendary game, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, but we're past that point
Yeah.
at this point.
For-
You know
for
what I
many
mean?
years.
You can't. It's too weak to bring into the modern day. You know, it's like bringing an old car into current races with, like, you know, it's just things have changed. Like, you know, there's more power and stuff now. And it's a big problem, but also the exploration of, you know, even little things. There's no climbing. What a weird miss, but it makes the game feel less fluid.
And
Like, I'll be running to the daily quest of fucking, you know, find the 3 fucking robots, and the route I gotta take is just so inconvenient because I can't get up this stupid cliff that's barely high. Like, you know, like, it just doesn't feel good when you're this crazy fucking fighter who's doing all this crazy stuff, but you can't climb this little fucking, like, 7-foot thing,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
7-foot cliff. Maybe this game needs to take a quarter smoke that's crazy and do more research on the older gachas and put some of that into the game and refine it, and the game can take off in popularity. Well, it's still holding the popularity, and that's why me and Millie are doing this at the moment, because it's still relevant. It's not irrelevant yet.
Yeah.
Like,
but
it
that's
stays
the
like this, it
emphasis.
will become.
Yet. Not irrelevant yet. Instead of, it's not irrelevant. Like, that's the thing. It's not irrelevant. That should be the statement, and it's not, because we do see a future of this dying. I think that this is probably on its way out. Not like this second, because we still have the initial launch of characters. I think once we get past the initial launch of characters, you're going to see a significant dip. Unless they have a new character or a couple of new characters that have fucking stellar designs, I think you're going to see a real dip. Now, there is something to be said, and I think this is going to be a potentially controversial take when it comes to Arknights. I think its world setting is going to be something that hampers it. And why that's a controversial take is I think what's going to hamper it is the fact that it's sci-fi based. While there is fantasy elements, fantasy strong, I think, is overall significantly more popular than sci-fi strong. Right? That's I would say that's a significantly more popular genre than sci-fi. But the fact that they also went sci-fi just so they could have the factories, that's another element that I think is going to hinder it. Because that's part of what I not like take issue with, but where it's just like the aesthetic isn't as good. There is hindrances in aesthetic often when you go sci-fi over fantasy, at least from my perspective, and I would say it's also a relatively emphasis on relatively common perspective.
Now, I do agree with that. I do entirely agree with that. However, I also think that they killed it. Like I'll say this a bunch of times. The visuals are insane. I love the visuals of this game. So regardless of choosing, you know, the less popular, the less maybe longevity wise, you know, decision, I think they did it well enough that I don't personally see an issue with it as long as they can maintain.
Well, I'm not
As
saying
long
that
as
it's
they
definitive, I'm saying that it's a potential issue. I see that as possibly being a hindrance, not a certainty by any means. It's a, oof, that's a risk, we'll see. I can see this backfiring real fucking quick.
Yeah, but
That's
they did it
kinda
as
what I
well
meant.
as they possibly could, in my opinion. Like, it's...
Yeah, they did it well.
I've spoken a lot of shit about the game, but the graphics are not one thing. Like...
Yeah, I think, like, just even looking at Levitain, very solid. Looking at Wolfguard, very solid. And the fact that they do have some level of fantasy elements, I think that is something that's going to help it quite a bit. So I'm not saying that it's going to sink you at all. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it's another thing where it's like, this is a hurdle you didn't have to overcome. But, I mean, considering that Arknights is also a pre-established IP, you kind of do probably have to overcome that hurdle regardless. It's a pre-established IP. You can't just ignore it.
Yeah. Ooh, where am I? What is this? I didn't even... Like 5, what are these? I don't have much. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough on a bunch of levels because, like, yeah, being an IP already.
Yeah.
Is it like the same characters and everything? Actually, is a good question.
I've not played any of the other Arknights games, so I'm not sure. It could be the same, I'm not certain.
Oh, I collected credits. I'm gonna check that out quick, actually, because that is a curious thing. If it is like almost a direct crossover of their
You mean
other
a direct
game,
sequel?
but yeah, I didn't mean crossover like that. I'm speaking loosely. That's my bad.
Dude, this is a completely different thing. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, no, I just meant like, is it just like?
Is it a
involved in
photosynthesis,
it?
or is it what's
Yeah.
going on there?
Or is it a photograph? Tell me.
The clones of characters not 100% one-to-one. Okay. So basically, there's all role fulfillments of previous shit. It's just not the exact same names and character designs. Then I'm guessing, right, Zombie?
Pulling it up right now.
By the way, Zombie, I'm struggling to get more Willing Stomp built. How do I get more? I need to sell to someone to get more Wuling, right? The names are different, the models
so
are
is
really
it
close.
like-
Okay. Damn.
Is it like Angelina's Gilberta?
So they're just ripping off themselves then.
Yeah, because it looks like Angelina's Gilberta. It looks like this is probably Rosie, Wolfguard's sister.
I saw. Like, there's a lot of positives that I could give the game, right? I think the biggest positive to give the game is that it ran very smoothly on day one. Almost every other gacha stumbled out the gate, right? That's a big fucking positive. It really is. That cannot be overstated. It sounds like I'm giving a half a compliment. No, that's actually a huge thing. The fact that it ran right off the bat, whereas majority of them do not, that's a huge, huge thing. I can give several more compliments. There are plenty of things to say about it positively, but the negatives start to pile up and they're not ignorable.
How was Wu on launch? Do you know?
I wasn't playing then, but apparently it was pretty fucky.
Yeah, I remember it coming out. I just I had no way to play it, but I also just didn't care at the time. Cause I'm like, you never know with these gachas, like if it's just gonna be a fucking, and that's where I'm at. Funny enough with Arknights, where I'm like, you don't know, like I don't know if I want to start, cause is there gonna be a thing that maintains?
Wuthering Waves was
Usually
unplayable
no.
for me day one. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I didn't want to say anything like unplayable because I'm sure that there's a lot of people who have had like solid experiences with it, and I wasn't playing, so it would feel like I'm just kind of guessing if I was doing that. But that is kind of what I've heard. So it's not a surprise to me to hear that. But yeah, I think there's also a problem of this being labeled a Genshin killer, right? There's a real problem with this being labeled a Genshin killer, and not just this. There's a problem when every new fucking gacha being labeled a Genshin killer. So that's not the fault of the game. That's the fault of all these communities around it, and then also all the communities that are just not fans of Genshin, which there's a million reasons to not be a fan of Genshin, but that's a whole other conversation, obviously, right? So there's a real problem there, because if you don't meet that expectation, you're fucked. You're fucked. You're immediately fucked, okay? So that's not good. You'll see this phenomenon pretty frequently. So you see it with the next Michael Jackson. No one's ever fucking come close to living up to that, right? The next Michael Jordan. That never happened. That happened. Sorry. There was one time that happened. That was Kobe Bryant. Everybody else fell short by a significant margin. Every time you set these impossible standards that you say this is the expectation for you, unless you're the fucking best, people are really going to look down on you for not meeting those expectations. You were supposed to be this. You were supposed to be that. You didn't meet that. What the fuck? Why didn't you meet that? It's like, damn, I did what I could. Jesus Christ, you're comparing me to the greatest of all time, and you're saying that I'm a failure for not being the greatest of all time? What? Is something that's going to be a killer of another game as part of meme culture as well? Absolutely. So everything's going to get that title. And it's going to really hinder a lot of games. It's going to hinder a lot of things. Like, fucking Chris Brown was touted as the next Michael Jackson, right? He was never going to be the next Michael Jackson. He's very talented as an artist. Unfortunately, he's a terrible person, but that's a whole other separate issue as well. But he was never going to be Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson had more aura standing still for like 3 minutes at the beginning of the Super Bowl than majority of artists in the history of the world have in their entire collective careers.
Brother, that motherfucker would stand there and people would faint.
Exactly. That's a real fucking thing that happened. Because
I don't think there's ever been someone in life that has ever carried that much weight to just themselves.
To just their presence existing in the same building as you.
He is the closest thing we've had to like a fucking god on Earth. Like
It feels like
that
it.
man was.
He was the most famous person on the planet, and he had the talent to back that up, right? He was that guy. The second you attach yourself to that name, because that is the biggest thing in the world, you're almost definitely going to fall short. And then anytime you fall short in any respect, people will have that comparison. That's not a fair comparison for this game. It's not a fair comparison for any other gacha games that are going to be the quote-unquote Genshin killer, right? Because it's not going to happen. Do you know what's going to kill Genshin? Genshin. Genshin is going to kill Genshin, I promise you. Okay, you want to wait for the death of Genshin? It's collapsing on itself. It'll happen. Just fucking wait.
Well, no gacha game is ever going to be the killer of Genshin. Like, it's such a weird, like, thought process to go by that, because we am like fucking close to dead in this game. Because they can all exist. Like, they all do very different things, right? And if a game... no game is going to be a direct copy of Genshin. I feel like they'd get sued if they tried that. But, you know, fucking Zenless exists. Wuwa exists. Wuwa is a good example because it's not Honkai, or it's not Hoyo, right? So Honkai exists completely fine alongside all of these, and Wuwa is arguably the closest to Genshin as well. Completely fine. Like, there's not gonna be a Genshin killer. Genshin is, and like, yeah, like the player base of these games too, like, hurts their own game by doing that. 'Cause, you know, you're comparing it to the top game out, which is its own genre as well. Wuwa is different enough from Genshin that even though it's the more similar one, it's still not the fucking same game. So even if you like Wuwa and you play Wuwa, you can, but you played Genshin first, you're not gonna stop playing Genshin. They're different fucking games, even if Wuwa was much better. Like,
well, you're not going to stop playing Genshin because of Wuwa, you're going to stop playing Genshin because of Genshin. Which, like, the fact that we're at the point where people are still saying this, and unfortunately, a lot of fucking people still mean it. Like, how the fuck are we still at this point where you're saying this and you all believe it still?
Broken rope? Maybe someone
what?
tried getting down from here. We should
Like,
check
what
it
are we
out.
doing? It's not the case. Stop it. To quote Michael Jordan, stop it. Get some help.
isn't Uma more popular than Genshin, at least in Japanese? That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's only the Naruto game came to global. Yo, that's so weird. I looked at actually the, like, you know, the top gachas or whatever recently enough, and like just seeing that there's like a Naruto one up there is that's like second. It's such a weird thing to me because I've never heard of it. I would have expected to hear of, like, you know, a Naruto game that's pushing these crazy fucking numbers or whatever. But oh shit, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. But yeah, no, like, dude, like, if we're talking games, we're talking like there's Overwatch Rivals, you know what I mean? Rivals is supposed to be the Overwatch killer. People still play both of those fucking games, you know?
Oh, do we know which one's more popular at this point?
I don't, especially not with the new characters coming out in Overwatch, right? But even like, dude, if you take first-person shooter as a genre and gacha as a genre, right? Brother, people play multiple of them, you know what I mean? Like, just because the new one comes out, Battlefield comes out, doesn't mean you stop playing Call of Duty, you know what I mean? Like, there won't, like, the reason you stop playing Genshin is because you stop enjoying playing Genshin, not because another game comes out. Like, you can stop playing Genshin without a Genshin killer. You don't need it. It's just, why the fuck, if a game comes out that's quote-unquote better than Genshin, if you still like Genshin, why the fuck are you gonna quit it? Like, so, like, yeah, the whole saying of Genshin killer is kind of irrelevant, because fucking dude, if a game comes out that's just apparently, you know, quote unquote better than Genshin, and you just drop Genshin, then you're just playing video games, I guess, just to follow trends, not to play what the fuck you want to play. I don't fucking know.
I'll say there's also a problem absolutely of that, of people playing games to follow trends. And I think that there is that problem in things like Arknights 2, where people are playing it because it's the new game. And so we have a bunch of streamers who are playing it because it's the new game. And then they stop. Because, well, it's not the new game anymore. Well, it's old. It's an old game. We're done. What do you mean we're done? We just started. It's a new game. Not new enough anymore.
See, yeah, that's the whole thing of, again, it's... Well, that's just like, fuck, how do you word it? Like, I wouldn't... It's not recency bias, it kind of is, but it's just being too involved in the internet at that point, in which it's more of a younger generation thing at this point, that, like, they're just gonna play whatever, you know, people are playing. Like, if, I bet you fucking, like, some of these Genshin streamers, like Doro and all of them, if they just stopped playing Genshin, a lot of people would too, because they just follow the trend, right? Follow what their YouTubers doing, etc., etc.
Right.
Which is, you know, one thing, and you're gonna do what the fuck you want to do. But, you know, an adult or anybody just with their own fucking sense of brain and thought process, just gonna play what the fuck you want to play.
Yeah, I think that once the boom for Arknights stops, which I think it's probably already taken some real dips, I think it's gonna stop, and then it's gonna dwindle pretty significantly.
Oh yeah, well, especially, here's my thing too, is that if this next update, the next, like, you know, key point update, if it is not absolutely banger, if it doesn't make a fuckload of changes, that shit might be dead on arrival.
And by the way, I feel like it shouldn't need to be said, but there is a real potential here. Positive changes. Because, ooh, God, if they fuck it up further, it's done. It's done.
Yep.
Yeah. People aren't going to return because there's so many options.
Well, exactly that, and like, I don't know, man. The game is just like, even for me right now, where I still have some story left and everything, right?
I have
yeah, well,
I'm kind of at a point where I'm very rapidly not wanting to play.
That's what I'm saying. And like, so I'm doing this stuff right now. I've been doing this stuff while we've been sitting here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel, it's like I'm just going through the motions. It doesn't feel like anything. And like, I'm not enjoying this.
It does feel like not much is happening. Like, I shouldn't, if I'm playing a game that's engaging, I should not be able to have a full conversation with the greatest ease imaginable. And yet I am. I can have this conversation with you with insane ease, because this doesn't demand anything of me. Like, try having this conversation during Dark Souls 1. I dare you.
Well, to even try, like, doing, like, here, dude, if I'm doing Genshin stuff, or, like, fucking even Honkai stuff at this point, or whatever, I'm like, I'm semi-paying attention, you know, I'm actually trying to get, that's the thing, I'm semi-paying attention because I actually want to be good at the game, I want to do the right things, I want to get the primos, I want to do this and that, and, you know, but in this game, I just don't care. Dude, even if I'm doing the wrong thing right now and, like, not progressing at all or some shit, I don't care. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing right now. I'm just running to a fucking waypoint on repeat and calling it a day.
It feels a little bit mind-numbing to a different degree, just because, again, there's so many things you can tune down and you don't have to pay attention to. Where it's just like, okay. I'll do it, sure, whatever. And what's going on? Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, well, dude. So that's what I was saying, was that I still technically have a bunch of stuff. Like in Honkai, I have a lot of stuff left to do.
Mhm.
And I look at the game as cool. I have a lot of stuff to do. I have a lot of primos around the world. I got this, that. Cool. That's dope. Like
Mhm.
it's not Genshin where I'm kind of just waiting for new content. That's fire. We love that. In this game, everything, dude, I still have everything to do, but it feels like I have nothing to do, or I just don't want to do it, or don't care that I have it.
Right.
Like, I have to like convince myself like this is gonna be fun. I want to play this game. You know what I mean? I'm not playing because I want to. I'm playing because I'm forcing myself to because I like the fucking graphics.
Which that's never a good place to be in.
I'm like I keep giving it chances just to try to like it is the thing. Based off characters, based off Last Rite and Fluorite, basically, and like the spaceship. Inside the spaceship looks fantastic, stuff like that. Honestly, I like inside buildings more than I do outside buildings. Or outside of like, you know, in the overworld. Because the overworld, like you were saying, actually, if we're talking about fantasy versus sci-fi, I like the inside of the building sci-fi. Outside, less grabbing than fucking whatever it's called, fantasy.
Well, sci-fi fantasy, yeah. Yeah, the outside when it comes to fantasy has a strong presence, whereas the sci-fi will regularly feel more normal. It doesn't feel normal, but it feels more normal.
Like, I don't know, just the exterior of a game like Genshin, a game like Wuwa, a game like Honkai, looks better as in like the stuff that you naturally see around. Not even the designs or the graphics or whatever. It's a prettier background, you know, fantasy stuff rather than sci-fi stuff. It's just what it is. The interior in this, I feel like it's probably the same for interior. Like fantasy would have the better, you know, stuff to draw off of. But Arknights does the sci-fi buildings and interiors so well that I, you know, think it's just fucking top tier. The outside, like the area I'm in right now is kind of like, it's hit or miss for the outside stuff, especially because the outside stuff just feels so empty, man. That's my biggest problem is like, if I'm not in a really nice looking building or getting, honestly, dude, I'm trying to make up things right now just to have something good to say, bro.
I think it's not as bad as that, but like, it's in a not good spot.
Yeah,
Where
I'm not
it does feel like there's just so much working against it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sound like, you know, oh, this is terrible, because it's not.
It does feel a little bit like that. I will say it does feel like that a lot.
I know it does, but like that's just because I want it to be good is the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's the disappointment based on the expectation. It's not necessarily the problems outside of that. It's because of the expectation that it changes this.
It's also with, again, starting Honkai at this exact point as well gives me like a
perspective
of trying both games and even just exploring the world, every aspect, right? Like exploring the world I'm doing in both games in real time, and the feeling is just so different in both of them, and I want Arknights to be good. So seeing that difference in the two games and the, you know, the vibes I'm getting off the two games, and Honkai, which I didn't give a fuck about to start. I'm also getting my ass beat right now, trying to, this is a skill issue of me zoning out while talking, but yeah, it's just a part of me wanting the game to be good, comparing it to a game like Honkai that I didn't care about at all, but I did care about Arknights.
I was very much looking forward to Arknights, but that made it very disappointing to me. I was very much looking forward to it. My anticipation for it was such that I made a channel for it, right? Where before it even launched, I made a channel for it of, oh yeah, this is the Arknights channel, so that way I can talk about Arknights. I have not a fucking thing to say about this game. When it comes to actually playing it, unfortunately, outside of, oh, well, I got this person. Oh, I got this person. And it feels like it's gamble for the sake of gamble, more than it does, like, a full thing. Yeah, didn't move once is insane. Imagine doing that in, like 2026 Genshin Impact Spiral Abyss.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that
Jesus.
2026 Genshin Impact Stygian Onslaught. Not a fucking chance.
I'm certainly biased, though. I know that, and
Yep.
it's because a game that I didn't care about, I'm stoked to keep playing, and a game that I did care about, I forced myself to play.
Yep.
And like that's the main thing that's like kind of fucking me here, right? And like, look, now I just ran into more fucking enemies, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I just fucking fought some dude that was shit. It was a boring fight. I didn't enjoy it. Now I'm gonna sprint past all of you guys. I'm very thankful that I'm allowed to do that. No, I'm not. Never mind. I lied.
Bro, I'm tapping out of the game right this second. Like, I could do more. There's more for me to do. I don't fucking care to do it, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'm just using the excuse that, hey, we're talking about
Yeah,
it,
right?
give visuals for the stream. I need to, like, I'm trying to give her the chance of getting further into the game. So, like, let's try and see what happens. I'm trying to get these guys to de-aggro on me so I can just go get this fucking teleport waypoint. You know, I don't think that's gonna happen, but I can't kill these guys. I'm like fucking dead. There's too many of them. I have 1,000 health on the last guy alive.
So I will say that there's things that I think it needs to do. And it's not as simple as, well, oh, you need deeper content in XYZ reason. That's not what I'm gonna say. But if you're going to have like the combat mechanics, you're gonna have the factory mechanics, the world edit fact. Why am I fucking up the word so bad? Those things as options and factors go all in on one or two. You need to pick what you're going to go all in on and go all in on that, and then the other things can come in later, right? Because if you're trying to say, you know what, we have these 20, let's say we have these 20 aspects and they're all short. It's obviously not 20, but let's say we have 20 aspects and they're all short. Let's build up all of them. What? Dude, if you're going to build up all of them, it'll all be so slight and so gradual that a lot of people are just not going to care, right? It's the same sort of thing as like when you're building up an account in Genshin. What you do, you build up one or two characters and hyper invest in that, and then you can build around that and have everything else in your account come up afterwards, right? That is very fucking different. You need something perfectly functional, and then you can create the rest of the function around it. It doesn't have sufficient factory setting. It doesn't have sufficient combat. It doesn't have sufficient story. I don't think it's going to have sufficient endgame, right? It doesn't have sufficient world edit. And those are all things that are fine to do, to have as content, but since you're insufficient in all of those ways, prioritize. And then have the other things come up afterwards. So your main thing is either world edit or factory. Okay, those are your two main gimmicks. Those are what make you unique. Go all in on one of those two. Go all in on one of those two, and then have the other things develop afterwards. That's what I think the remedy is for a big part of its problem. Pick one, the unique one in my mind, hyper invest, and then the other things can come afterwards.
I 100% agree. Again, with it's a saturated market too, man.
Yep.
Like, it's not like we don't have banger fucking gotchas. Like, and Hoyo owns 3 of them: a turn-based, a fucking Gunnar Genshin, but it's more real-time, like,
Don't forget Honkai Impact
parry
Third.
system. Yeah, that too. Fucking Genshin, like, so one, you're fighting a powerhouse, and then Wuwa is the one that's managed to sneak in and hold base.
Yep.
Which is also, it's a good game. I don't prefer it over the other ones, but it's a good game. Like, so you're competing against all of that,
hmm
which, what would you say Wuwa's like sell point is?
Honestly, this is gonna sound like an insult, and it really is not. Quality of life. Okay,
Yeah.
I will say quality of life is significantly better in Wua than it is in the other games. That sounds like a diss where you're like, what? It's not the characters, it's not. No, it's quality of life. And that matters a lot more than a lot of people would expect because quality of life will affect everything. Everything. Okay? There's a lot of quality of life that is just great for movement, right? The fact that you could just sprint up walls, it guess what? Even excluding the stamina part, it's just not as time consuming to just time and manage your energy to climb up this fucking mountain. It's just even if there was no stamina issue, it's just that much faster, so you don't have to spend that much more time on the side of a fucking mountain. That is just nice. That's pleasant. Okay?
Yeah.
You have all of those things where it's just I don't have to deal with this bullshit here. I don't have to deal with that bullshit there. And it's the not just the tedium, they're not removing the fact that you can climb. Well, you're not supposed to climb that. Well, you can run up. Neat. I can run up. Or for example, if you're out of combat, your sprint stamina infinite. That should be just the case. You're not in combat. That's fine. If you're in combat, finite stamina, perfect. Like, come on.
So also, they never lose track of you. I just want to point out. They 100% know where you are at every single point, and that's annoying.
So
I
I
can't
think
fucking kill these things. But no, 100%. And then like the fact of I mean, technically you can artifact farm as much as you want
yep. Yep.
to a
Um
lesser degree, but
I would say like the big thing is the quality of life. I would say the second thing is that their artifacts are monsters, and so you can have very fun things happening there as well. I would say that's maybe their number two. It's hard to say because it's been a little bit since I've done that, since I played Woo. Um, but they did something where Genshin didn't. They went more unique with some of their characters. So, for example, the best example for me, the best example of this is Augusta. Augusta, in her alt form, she pauses all time. On the timer in the end game will be paused. The timer of the end game is paused during her burst. And her burst is a mode that she enters, so you can enter her burst and just fucking walk around, and no time passes, the enemy does not move. That's interesting. That's cool. That makes you feel actually powerful. When you're using these powerful characters, you feel actually powerful because you have Augusta who fucking stops time. That's awesome. Whereas then you have the power, the feel of the power of something like Arknights. What level of power do you actually feel when you're using your last right? I
I
I
feel piss weak.
when
I
I'm using
feel like
when I
I feel like
use
everything's gonna kill me.
when I use Levitane, when I use her burst mode, she feels strong, but I don't get this. Oh shit! Like there's no damn. That's really what's going on here. It's just all right. Here's my damage. I found it. That's where it was hiding, and it's not the same. That's not the same.
I'm trying to single these guys out one by one to try and actually make it past this.
Right? So the fact that when you hit these barriers of it doesn't feel that strong. That's not great either. It's not great to feel piss weak. Simple as that.
I also don't have healing right now. Yeah, no, that's a thing too. Like, characters in these games, if you're pulling a gacha for a character, you want to feel like a fucking savage, right? You pull fucking Augusta, you pull Yuno. Yuno fucking throws a fucking moon at these motherfuckers. Augusta, fucking her ult makes you feel like an absolute fucking god. You feel like Kratos, for fuck's sakes. Like, in this game, bro, everyone I play as feels like just a fucking common ass foot soldier.
It does feel a little bit like they're all Genshin 4 stars. And again, there's some leniency because it's a new game, but there's also some level of greater consideration because you have 5-6 years hindsight of this is what gacha is now.
The hindsight is what really gets me.
You had so much time, so much fucking time.
Also, sorry, I'm like slightly distracted. I just want to be
No,
done.
no,
I'm
just
gonna
paying
turn it off
attention.
the same as you, but like I can't until I fucking kill these last two dudes. And now I'm starting to get my ass beat.
No, I've been watching the entire time.
This is terrible, brother. Everyone's dead because apparently they died on their own. I don't remember them dying, but
Yeah, that's another thing. The AI is not great, and so guess what? They'll just fucking die sometimes.
yeah, well,
Cool, I guess. So now
if
there's
they're out 24/7 and you can't put them away,
yep, and
I
so
would
now
assume they'd survive better.
and now we have characters dying, and it's not user error. If it was user error, that's a different matter. I fucked up. I got them killed. They're dead because of me. Cool. If it's not user error, again, we're in a different spot.
Dude, I'm so tight right now. I got like no health. I don't want to do this again. I'm just trying to fucking.
What server are
You
you on? You're on
fucker!
NA,
No,
right?
no. We're keeping distance on this because apparently when I was close, I dodged the first part of it, but then it still just tracked me anyways.
You're on what server are you on?
North America.
Okay, so I won't be able to help you. Doesn't help that you're under the enemy's level.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Is that like hugely huge numbers game, and I would say
I just need to break the fucking shield.
that's another thing. Is like it's so numbers game that you can have uh these fucking teams, and you can have the optimal team, but you're not the optimal level. Can't do it. I'm in I'm at like what AR 50 something, 53 maybe on my free to play account. I use underleveled units all the time. So what the fuck's the excuse here?
I would like to point out, quick, I fucking killed the fucking thing, right?
Geisel?
I would like to point out, I got my ult one time after killing like 9 enemies, 10 enemies there, and it took that long. I got my ult once.
Yeah.
Fuck. Fucking Zhongli. But yeah, I got my ult one time there, bro, and I did fights before that as well. Like, I did like 3-4 fights before I got into this fight that had like 9 fucking enemies. Took that long. I ulted one time. Fuck whoever is doing that.
Yeah. Honestly, whoever it
yeah,
is, you
what
should
old?
probably cut it out.
Oh no, I'm joking. I don't give a fuck. It's funny as
I,
fuck to
I'm
me.
I'm sure it's like really irritating. You probably should stop whoever it is.
Is it you?
Why would it be me?
You
I'm telling them to
dirtbag.
stop.
I don't believe any of this. It is you, you stupid cunt. You dumb cunt. I can never tell, bro. Everyone fucking busts that off. I've heard too much of it.
Well,
like, that
look,
was
I'm
not
watching
fun,
Arknights
bro.
Endfield gameplay here. I need to find some way to have enjoyment.
Yeah. Well, dude, that was so unenjoyable. Like, that fight was terrible. I know I'm under leveled, but dude, like, there was
Dude,
nothing to that.
I'm using 4 different level 40s on my free-to-play account in an AR 50 something world, and I'm still doing enough because like I have the right team comps because I understand the game. Um, it doesn't matter here if your characters are not strong leveled enough. Don't you don't have the right level? Okay, buy damage. It's just as simple as that. Buy damage.
Up the end of the enemy's level. You're on final boss right now on Act 1. It has 2 phases as well. I'm not doing it right now. Fuck that. Fuck that. I need to do something to get myself less shit. I don't know what it is, but something, man. I suck. Submit Orlean. Cool. I haven't done that before.
And again, for almost all of them, none of them are game breaking. But when you compound the issues, fuck me, you've got a real problem on your hands.
Well, I mean, one of my biggest ones with it, man, is just the fact of what you just saw. Like, when the combat isn't fun, and it's like, you won't be able to do it right now, the boss is miserable. Fucking crazy. I only have artifacts on last right, by the way. I'll say that.
Jesus, really? Okay, that
Yeah,
one just makes no fucking sense to me. Why do you only have artifacts on her?
because I don't have, like, good artifacts. Like,
You didn't give a
something I
shit
wasn't far enough.
artifacts.
Yeah, either way. Long story short, so, because what I'm about to say is irrelevant to that point. It's when I am fighting stuff that I'm proper level with, I'm doing really good damage to, like, I kill them quick and there's, like, no problem at all, right? It's still not fun, though. It just feels like I'm doing it. Like, cool, I killed it. I fucking held normal attack for a little bit. Like, it's boring. I don't want to do it. I'll avoid it every time unless mandatory. Like, if I played this game and you didn't have to fight anything for the story, I'd be done the story with, and I wouldn't have fought anything as of yet. Like, as of after, like, the first, like, 2 or 3 fights, I would have just stopped fighting. I would have turned it into running simulator.
You know what? I think we need some fun here while we have this discussion. You want to play Genshin Guess Who?
Yes. Is that a thing we can do?
I'll send you the link.
Yo, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Now we're talking. I've been playing fucking Pokidoku with a few people from my Discord. And that shit's fun as fuck. I
Okay.
did not know there was a Genshin Guess Who.
How do I do this with you? That's my issue. That's my question. How do I do this with you?
Let me throw up the goal bat real quick. Whoa, what am I doing?
I'll pick a character. Oh, okay. So
Hold on, is there an actual app that is Genshin Guess Who?
possibly.
Or no?
Okay, I know
The
who I
legend
have in
himself.
mind. All right, I know who I have. Thank you for the ban, Frog.
Okay, I need a list then. If we're doing it, like if there's no app or something, right?
No, no,
I
sorry.
need a list.
I sent you the link. Just keep the character in
Oh,
mind. I sent the link in the
gotcha.
podcast on the DC.
As I look for this because my brain's fucking melting. There we go. I will say I very much hope Arknights becomes good.
So do I. I do think that it has a lot of potential. I do worry about where the priorities are going to be. Building around in Minecraft and buying up all your wall heroic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to top that up. Also, Corvian, because you know how you said you're gonna have to build up a character, build up your stuff in Minecraft, like because, and you're also gonna have to re-download it. Do you want
Yeah,
to temporarily live in Camp Moorhen instead of my own personal base? Because
I can do that.
I'm going to be building that place the fuck up. It might end up looking better than my own place, and that way you can actually have like chests and stuff. Whereas Corby, he said he was going to join, so he doesn't even have it on the computer right now, and he is currently in my church.
Yeah, I haven't done much. I needed to. I was supposed to. I was going to. And then I had to delete everything on my PC. And then I ended up not re-downloading it and forgetting and just getting misconstrued.
I named a shulker after him and everything. Yeah, you see, you
Right.
can't let down Frog. You can't let down Frog.
No, I
She's a
will.
sweetie.
I'll do it. I will. I need to re-download it. I will try to do so after this, honestly.
Fair, fair.
Yeah, I definitely need to. Okay, dude, how do you zoom out real quick as well? Because, like, dude, I'm so zoomed in. I would like, because I know your screen is always farther zoomed back than mine is.
So, are you on Google Chrome? Because I can show you.
I'm on Opera.
Well, for me, I go to the three dots here and I can just zoom out over here.
Does anybody know in Opera how to fucking zoom back so I'm not, like, this close? Well, that is what zoom is, yeah.
You after
It was
the
a bad. Wait, what? What are we
yeah, what was the
talking?
joke?
See you after the quarter smoke.
Alt
When
plus
did I say
scroll
I'm
wheel.
going for?
Oh wait, Zombie says Alt plus scroll wheel.
Okay. All. Yep. I
All
don't
right.
think it does it enough. It certainly don't.
You know
But
what? You could just have at the top where it says hide marked characters. So that way more characters will appear.
yeah.
Alright, do you want to ask the first question? Because I have my character in mind of who I'm picking. We're just gonna have to take each other's word for their honesty.
Well, yeah, you can't play the fucking game if you're not being honest.
No, but with the actual Guess Who, with the physical version, you actually pick out the card and then you put it in your side. Whereas here we don't
Oh,
pick them
yeah.
out. We just
Well,
have it in our mind of who we're picking, and then we just that's how we do it.
well, here's what we could do is I have the goal bat up on my screen right now, right? Put your screen up, type it in Discord somewhere, and then it's written down.
Dude, look, I'll trust you for this. It's fucking Guess
Okay.
Who. The stakes aren't that high.
I don't trust you at all, but we'll do it.
Alright, do you want to
All
ask
right,
the
let me
first
pick
question?
someone quick. I have to pick someone quick.
Okay.
Okay, I got someone. And I also have to take off Golbat.
Think I don't understand what's happening. We're playing Guess Who. Genshin Guess Who.
All right. Is it a male?
No. Fuck you.
Oh God. So it's a so I just have to eliminate every male. Okay, I'm
Yep.
just gonna. Fuck. So many people, man.
Oh, by the way, before we go, are we doing the rule where if the answer is yes, you get to ask another question in a row, or is it just one, one, one,
No,
one?
I would say just 1-1-1-1.
Okay. Is your character a female?
Yes. Enjoy what I'm doing right now.
You know what? At least it's a female, so I don't have to remove as many characters.
Yeah. Or wait, I just removed Genshin.
You say kimchi? Do you mean Kanich?
No, I said Jean.
Oh,
I just removed Jean by accident is what I
don't
said.
remove kimchi.
That's the answer, even though it can't be because it's a female.
No, I'm talking about like the food now.
Boom, boom.
Wait, are we counting Venti as a male?
I don't, but we will.
Alright, alright. What's your next question?
Okay, we have everything. All right. I think we should avoid asking region because I think that would simplify it too much.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Do you have colorful hair such as like not a standard color? You know what I'm saying? Colorful as in
So
like a
not
blue,
an
green.
organic color that exists in our real world.
Yes.
I have colorful hair, yes.
Okay.
Are you wearing a hat or ribbon in your hair?
Kinda, yeah. There's a headpiece.
Well, everyone has a fucking headpiece, so that doesn't like
Yeah,
narrow
well,
it down.
yeah, but like, yo, everyone does have a headpiece.
Yeah, that's why I specified like a hat or ribbon. I made it specifically those two because if the answer is no, then it's down to two characters and it's fucking Yelan or Mawiko.
Okay, give me a second. I put up the goal bat so I can look intently at it. Cause I don't know what that is, bro. I don't think it's a ribbon, so no, I don't think so.
So no, not a
I don't
hat or
know.
ribbon.
Correct.
Okay. Fuck me.
Let me bro, I gotta like take off anybody with normal colored hair. Here's the thing, would you count Chaska as normal colored? Cause it's like
I already got rid of her. What's her hair look like again?
it's like dark red. Like it doesn't look like super colorful by any means.
Where is she? Um, I'll say that's natural. It's as natural as you'll get in Genshin, I think, which is fair. Because the blondes that they have are not typical blondes, so I think Chaska counts as natural.
And I'm assuming we're counting like Faruzan, like the bright white as
Unnatural, because it's also blue.
okay, well that's just my color blindness then, whatever.
Oh yeah, I asked a color specific one for you.
Yeah, what about Mona? Like Mona's is like no, it's blue, right?
That's like
Mona's
blue
has
and it has like stars in it. I would count Jessica as normal
that.
colored, honestly. I've seen women with that hair color. If it's the exact same hair color, it's probably dyed. But like even still, like I would say it's as natural as you'll get in Genshin because everything is so colorful and vibrant.
We're counting white obviously as fucking
I guess white counts as natural.
does it?
I mean, people get white hair.
It's true. I mean not at this age though. I also can't tell between like what's blue and what's white though is the problem.
Okay, I removed everyone with a hat or ribbon. Like they are the person is amongst this character, right? Oh wait, amongst these characters, correct?
Let me see. I'm gonna be real. I don't think they're in there. Give me a second.
You motherfucker. You motherfucker. Swear to God, if we have to go through this whole bullshit again, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. So you've removed them,
I will
and I
ask.
don't think it's on me.
I will ask a different. Oh my God, this is nonsense. This is fucking nonsense.
Is mine even on here? Like, am I safe?
Well, like, bro, I'm fucking doing this right now.
Gotcha.
Give me a minute. Swear to God, this is gonna end up being something I should have removed. I swear to God, it's going to be. I know it is.
Also, the hair one's so confusing because if we're counting white as normal, even though they're young, Arlecchino's white and black hair. That's not natural.
I mean, people do have that happen. Yeah, they're there.
True.
They're there.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
And
asking
then
a
I
different
can't like
question.
if we're removing whites, like is Skirk white or blue?
We'll put Skirk as white.
Skirk's white, Shenhe's white, Arlecchino.
Actually,
Then
you know
I
what? She
guess
has a lot of blue to her. Sorry, I saw that you just clicked it. That wasn't intentional.
Skirk.
Okay,
Okay, Skirk's back.
God, the one I want to ask is, okay, are they a tall female character? Like, do they have the tall female character model?
No.
No. Okay. So, God, that's majority of them. Ooh. I feel like I'm getting close.
Probably. Oh man.
And you know what? Just to double check, oh, Sethos doesn't count. Make sure that this person is here again, please.
Yes. Yes, they're there.
Okay, they're here?
Yeah.
Okay. Your question.
Okay. Does your person have a prominent headpiece? Okay, so like prominent, I would say is like Farina, Diona. They have very noticeable hats. Non-prominent would be something like Nahida's little bow or something like that. Nahida's little thing, like a big headpiece.
So I would say that their headpiece is relatively prominent. I would say it's relatively prominent. It's not as prominent as like a Chevreuse hat, but like it's relatively prominent.
Okay, so that also takes out people without headpieces. By the way you worded that.
Well, I mean, it would have done that automatically because you said, do they
Yeah.
have a relatively prominent headpiece?
Are
It's
we
like,
counting Varisa's horns as a headpiece? Probably.
I mean, probably because headpiece doesn't necessarily mean like clothing, does it?
No, I think it counts.
Raiden goes. That's not prominent at all.
Yeah, I was debating. I was also debating if Mulaney's does. They're iffy ones. I don't think Call A's counts, so I'm gonna take out Call A.
Are they a feck element? Pyro, hydro, electro, cryo.
No.
Oh, I've got you, you
Son of a
motherfucker.
bitch. I think I'm kind of down to you out.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. Okay, just
I'll
to
leave
be
Lumine,
sure,
she's everything.
is my character still in here?
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh boy. There's one line left.
I'm gonna go a little nuts, and if it works, it's gonna pay off, and if it doesn't, it's gonna put me in a deeper hole here. Do you have pink hair?
No.
Fuck.
I
There was enough to make the guess.
get it. Oh boy, okay, which route do I go here?
We're close, honestly. I don't have that many more.
Wait, I think you have more to a row than I do.
Yeah, but mine's more zoomed in. I have 18. It's 18 to 15. We're not that far off.
Are they Animo?
Yeah.
Oh! I'm leaving Lumine because again she's everything. Dude.
Shit, dude. Fuck.
He might be fucked.
Yeah. Especially because the questions I can think about are very, very big hit and misses here. Because I have a few routes I want to go, but if it turns out to be not those, then it really doesn't help me. Because there is very predominant factions here, we'll say. As well as I'm struggling with the color. So I don't know how accurate I would be anyways. Fuck me.
Rather not.
Yeah, debatable.
I think I know. I think I know whether or not I want to. What do you mean debatable?
Debatable.
What's the debate?
If you would or not. Brother, some of these questions are funny as hell. Like if I ask DP, is it a DPS? There's like 2 DPS here left.
And here's the thing: is it DPS
Anything.
considering constellations?
Well, no, just like what you would picture as a DPS, you know. Like the 2 I have left are Chlorind and Noel.
There's more than that.
Gone you.
Sucrose, Mizuki.
Oh, Sucrose isn't a DPS though.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. Absolutely, she is a perfect 4-star DPS. She really is. She's flexible. She's not the DPS, but she's a DPS
well, I mean,
as a
like,
driver.
that wasn't her initial like release goal. It wasn't what she was made to be.
Doesn't matter. She's still a DPS.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'm talking about like what they were made to be. If they were released like Zenless, how they're released as like defense units, support units,
How they're
this,
marked,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's not what I'm asking. Son of a bitch, dog. Because seeing how you have it layered down, I need a good question, but I can whiff, bro.
Yeah, it's very
I
hit
can
or
just-
miss.
I can just miss. Like, fuck. I'm just gonna go for it. Do they have fucking blue hair?
Yes.
Fuck. That's not what I wanted. Because that's like everybody. Okay, wait. You're gonna have to help me real quick.
That's
Is
half of
Chevreuse
them.
blue?
I think we'll count Candace's blue, Chevreuse is purple.
Okay, Chevreuse gone. Seat Lolly gone.
Yep.
Is Chlorine blue?
Yes.
Farina.
Very light blue, but blue.
Ganyu is blue.
Yep.
Eon-san gone. What is a Nefa?
Light blue.
Fuck. Kujo is blue.
Yep.
Kuki's gone. What is Lauma?
She's like blue. I would say she's blue. She's blue is
Layla?
purple, but she's blue.
What is Layla?
Blue.
Chi-Chi. I know Sejuin is blue.
Chi-Chi's like light white purplish. I would say Chi-Chi's more of a purple.
Okay, Chi-Chi's gone. Sucrose is not either.
Yeah, Chi-Chi, Sucrose is
Mizuki?
green, and Yunjin is a purple.
Yunjin is purple?
Yeah.
What is Mizuki? Blue?
Blue.
Fuck. Yeah, that did not. If it wasn't fucking blue, it would have narrowed it down more.
You know what? Like, considering you're on an okay comeback right now.
Yeah.
I have 7. You have how many? You have 10.
Yep. I kept it about as close.
Okay, now it's coming down to the wire.
There's more left than I thought you were going to narrow it down to, I'll be real. I thought you were going to narrow it to like 3.
So here's the thing. I have a 1 in 7 chance if I just stab at it.
Here's what I should say as well. I think you get 1 redemption blow. If you guess it, I have 1 shot to guess to tie.
No.
And vice versa, obviously.
No, I disagree.
On which?
I don't think there should be a redemption blow.
Alright, fine.
Especially since I asked the second question. You got it first.
It don't matter.
It kind of matters.
Are we going to get in the weeds about what constitutes a DPS? It's just what they were meant to be. What they were made as. That's all.
Yeah.
You trying to work out your question still?
No, I was banning a bot.
Ah.
Because I'm a good mod. What I do.
I don't even know who you would choose out of these people. It's still on here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How was I able to ban a bot in Corby instead? No, that was me. It says Heroic Millipede banned that person.
Oh, it was in my chat. Is where that came from.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So here's what I'm. You know what? I think at this point I'll do my thinking out loud. Gotta go for now. I'll have a good stream both. Or a good floor. We're probably gonna wrap up soonish because we do both have stuff to do. Because I banned them on my end. That's really weird. So I'm gonna do my thought process out loud. Okay. So a smart option in a way is Lumine because multi-element. So that way, if it's an elemental question, it narrows them down. And if it's a question of nations, it cannot be answered. Right? So that's a strong option. But I feel like you're partially the person who chooses waifu over meta. So if we're going the like very, very likable, lovable characters, we've got 3 characters, I think, in terms of likable, lovable, because one of them is there for goon reasons. Lynette, Sucrose, Mizuki. Mizuki, just because she's the most, like, Uno sort of fucking character here. Sucrose, Sweetie, Lynette, Lovable. Those are the three. I don't think it'll be Sayu. She's a very random pick, which would be a good one to hide in. So it's down to these two. Outside of that, I don't know.
It's the thing. I look at the characters I have left on mine, right? And I'm like, I can't put you to one of these options specifically right now.
Is it Lumine?
No.
Fuck! That would have been Bolo.
That would have been. That would have been. It makes me debate trying that, but I need to narrow this a little harder. Oh, fuck. Let me see quick.
If you get it, that's Bolo as fuck, man.
I'm doing math right now.
God, we're gonna be here all day.
Yeah, probably. Fuck, there's no real good way to do that either.
I want to help Corvian, but I won't. yeah, no cheating. Okay, I got my next question.
Oh, fuck. This, okay. Two. Bro, all of these questions I can bust out eliminate the same amount. There's no one that's better for me. Like,
What's a fucking coin, bro?
is it a bow user?
Yes.
Fucking thank God. I chose the right one.
Fuck. Oh, fuck.
It was the right one.
Oh, fuck.
The other one still could have probably worked, funny enough.
Shit, I should have done this question instead of guessing Lumine. Does this person have non-human ears?
No.
So they have human ears.
Yep.
So it's Sayu, Lanyan, or Farazan.
Does Mizuki have different ears?
Yeah. Yeah, she has, like, downturned ears.
Oh, she just has elf ears.
Did you choose Mizuki?
No. I'll give
Okay.
it to you. Yeah, no, it's not.
That's
We're
not
both down
human.
to 3. I'd like to point out.
Yeah. But yeah, Mizuki is not human ears.
Fuck, we're both down to 3. So it's like, do we try narrowing it down, or do we just go for guesses at this?
Dude, that's up to you, bro.
Because I could just fucking. If I toss a guess and miss, you can toss a guess and fuck me. But if I just make a guess, or if I narrow it down, you can just get it.
That's the fun of the game.
Is it Seedween?
No.
Fuck. I thought you were going for the weird pick.
Is it Sayu?
No.
Fuck!
Dude, we're down to 50-50.
Oh my god.
Did you choose Kujo or did you choose Gun?
Oh fuck.
Did you choose Kujo or Ganyu? You chose Ganyu.
Fuck! Yeah, I chose Ganyu.
Yeah. Yeah.
You chose Lanyan, didn't you?
I did.
Ah!
Brother, too bad there's no redemption blow.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
That's crazy. Dude, that was tight. Holy shit.
Alright. One more round.
I'm down.
You guys first and you won. You asked first, sorry, and won, so I'll ask the first question this time.
Alright, let me figure out who the fuck I'm picking here. I'm also gonna just put up Golbat just so you don't see where I'm at on the screen when I decide on who.
Yeah.
Should we try and avoid the male or female question or no?
I think let's not ask male or female. Because if you want to choose a male, it narrows it down too much. So not male, female, and not which nation.
No. Yeah. That'll be amusing.
Okay. I have mine.
Alright, I got mine.
Okay. I asked first. Are they a feck element?
Yes.
So they're pyro, hydro, electro, cryo. Okay.
Colorful hair or not?
They have pretty natural hair color, actually.
Okay, natural.
Oh wait, Chongyun is actually feck.
What is Alhaitham count as? I don't know what his color is.
He's gray. That's natural.
Okay. We're counting Arlecchino as natural.
Yeah. It's the patterning that's unnatural. Like, those colors are natural.
Is Sea Lolly pink or white?
She's like a light purple, like a lavender.
Okay, so she's gone.
Correct.
Flynn's is definitely gone.
I think we should also, at the end of each round, make sure that the character is there.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, there shouldn't be any issue as...
Ningguang is white, yeah?
Ningguang is white, yeah. Okay. Everyone should be there.
Are we counting? Tainari has that little bit of green, but it's mostly black.
No. His is also like a very deep green at the rest of it too.
Oh, gotcha. I'm just about done. Venti is like blue or something, I'm sure. Same with Wanderer.
His is black until it's suddenly not. Let's count him as natural, I guess.
Wanderer, is it blue?
Yeah, it's blue.
Shanling is blue.
Yep.
Zhao, is his green?
Yep.
Keep Zelonin even though it's a little...
Yeah, hers is just very, very strongly colored, but it's still blonde.
All right, we are down.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Hmm. This is interesting.
Wait, Frog guessed mine, right?
Yeah, I don't know when she guessed from.
Is yours is still on mine, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And yours is still on mine, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, sweet. Okay. Hmm. Okay. This is. Yes, Lanyon in the first round. Interesting.
Jesus Christ. Good thing I didn't fucking verse you.
So, I have a question.
Yep.
Well, I have a question. So, not that I'm going to ask for the round, but the question I was thinking about asking for the round is like, were they ever meta? But like, that's most characters. And to what point of meta does meta count? Right?
That's not true. Like Sayu was never meta.
So
Razor.
Sayu kind of became meta with Farina if you didn't have Jean, so she was part of meta. Vivi Swella, team
yeah.
healer.
Well, I mean, Kave for sure was not.
Kave for sure is not, yeah. But that's the thing, like we're going down to Kave. Like Kave and Mika are not meta. But
unless the answer was Kave, then that's a good one. But otherwise,
are they a 5-star?
no.
Oh.
I mean, there's more 4 stars, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, at the same time as yours a 5-star.
Nope.
Also 4.
Also a 4-star.
Traveler's a 5, right?
Yes.
Is Aloy a 5?
Yeah, she's a 5.
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah, Auroran is he's full. I've erased a lot of characters already. Holy shit.
That is certainly the case.
Dude.
I did not expect it to go down this much.
In 2 questions.
Jesus. I think there is more 5 stars actually. All right, we looking good still?
All right. Yeah, you're there. Is yours here?
Yeah, I saw. And still good.
Here's a question I want to ask, but I don't know if you'd be able to answer this accurately. I kind of want to ask, does this person have off-field damage? The reason why I don't know if you would answer that accurately is because technically there's off-field damage that you just don't expect. Like, while we all know Kuki has off-field damage, Amber technically has off-field damage as well.
Because of what?
Because of Baron Buddy, you throw it out, you swap off, eventually it explodes.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'd avoid that one just in case.
Yeah, like Candace doesn't, but she does because she has Hydro Infusion on normals.
Yeah,
So it's not on-field damage, off-field damage, but it is.
And then if I have to explain something that you remove, then it's just gonna
give me the answer.
Yeah, it could fuck up shit. That question.
Are they an element in the freeze reaction?
Yep. That's a good one. Fuck, that's not a good question. Or
Oh,
is it? If I ask this and it's right, it narrows it crazy. If I ask it and it doesn't, then I'm fucking in a bad spot.
well, you could just guess the character.
No. It's just limited. It's just limiting the roster.
Guess the character, you coward.
Yeah, I'm a coward. Get over it. It is in like Zenless terms of what they are actually created for. Is this character a DPS?
No.
No. Okay, so that gets rid of Amber, who was made as a DPS. That gets rid of Fremine, that gets rid of Gaming, that gets rid of Aoife. I think Kave would count, no?
No.
So
Oh
he's
wait,
a
yeah, no, yeah,
DPS.
he's a DPS.
Court.
Kave, sorry, yeah, Kave's a DPS. I was thinking Kaz as well.
Is Lynette a DPS?
Only at C6, so I wouldn't say that she is.
Okay, Ningguang is, Razor is, Sethos is, Xinyan is, right?
She's support.
Is she?
Yeah.
I don't even have her still.
Noelle is a DPS.
Yeah. And that, I think, narrows it.
They're still there.
Who's... Okay, cool.
And yours is still here?
Yep.
Ooh. Okay, I've got a decent jump on you at this moment.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I kind of have to throw here for you to win, I think. Either that or you have to have crazy luck.
Depends on what I can get out on the next question.
Are they Hydro?
No.
I wish it was. That would have been easier.
Well, thank God it's not then.
That would have left me with 5. If it was Hydro.
How many does it leave you with?
8.
I will take that.
Ah, god damn. You have to get lucky, an insane question, or I have to throw, I think.
Does it contain the elements of superconduct?
No.
That is good. That gets rid of all my electros and my cryos.
Your character's still on my screen, right?
Cryo. Mika's cryo, yeah?
Mika's cryo, yeah.
Yeah. That narrowed it down a bit, for sure.
Oh, fuck. Okay. You're not close, but you ain't that far either. So, getting a little concerning.
12 to 8.
12 to 8. Okay. God, I don't know how to narrow this down. Ah. Are they wearing something on their hair? So, well, before you say yes or no, I'll tell you the names. Charlotte, Fiona, Fremine, Layla, Rosario.
Yes, they are.
That's 5. Damn, I wish they
Uh-oh.
weren't.
Shit. I have a question that could screw me or help me.
Do you ever have any question of
No. Now, dude, so this question, there's one thing that I'm like, it's kind of fucky that would like confuse me with it.
Okay, wait. Before you ask the question, if it's a potentially fucky, screwy sort of question where there is potential confusion in the answer, do what I did, where it's just like, okay, do they have this on their hair? That would be these people. It doesn't include them. If
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. This is, and I'm gonna explain why it's a fucky question, but I'm gonna include it so that you know what we're doing. Do they have an animal's ears involved with their design? And that being Goro, Kachina, Kirara, Lynette, Sayu because of the hoodie,
yes,
and Xinyan because of whatever the fuck she is.
they do.
They do. That brings me from 12 to 6. That halves me.
Fuck, we're neck and neck again. Fuck.
Do you guess or do you narrow?
I'll do the same thing I did last time. Jinyan doesn't have Annalise. Yeah, those are pigtails. Yeah. Okay. So Jinyan doesn't
Xinyan
have either.
Oh, so now we're 5 and 5.
All right. So I'll do what I did last time, where I ask the question and then I define who that is. Okay.
All right.
Do they? I'll ask your question. Do they have non-human ears in their design? So that's Diona and Layla.
Layla's. Oh, she has elf ears. No, they do not.
So it's Charlotte, Fremine, or Rosario.
Correct. I have a 1 in 5 if I were to just run
You have
it.
a 20% chance.
You know the annoying part is that I know your shit is like you have Lynette as your fucking Discord. Shit with
Would I
fucks
do
with
that?
you, bro.
Would I do that?
That's the question. It's Lynette.
No.
Fuck.
It's too obvious if it's Lynette.
I know, but I thought maybe it was the, double negative type thing.
I get it. Oh, okay, so here's the thing. Here's my thought process. You're asking about should we avoid the male female question before, and so that makes me think it's Fremine, because if we have to avoid that question, it makes it more viable to pick up.
I will say,
Fuck.
as a transparency thing, that was not my process at all. It's just that it made the game cut half right at the beginning.
Yeah,
I did not take that into consideration, regardless of who it is.
I believe that, but there is the potential that opened that up.
I chose my character before we even did that.
One of three ways is either you chose the hottest character in Rosario. The male, because you could choose a male and it wouldn't be instantly eliminated or narrowed down. Or the most under the radar character in Charlotte. Those are all perfectly viable options.
Be real, I'm surprised that I was left with 2 Geos, by the way. Half of my choices are Geo.
It's from an A.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking got it.
Wasn't because of the male thing, actually.
I
But
figured that it wasn't because of the male thing, but the fact that it like opened that up made it. You're like, oh, okay, cool. You want
I mean, I
to
didn't
find
mind.
out who mine
I
is?
scrolled down, I saw Fremine, and I was like, most people forget Fremine exists.
Yeah, I get it.
Ah, fuck. Okay, if I were to have taken another guess, I would have went Kirara.
Nope.
No, I was actually gonna say Kachina, but I debated myself. Am
It's
I wrong
Kachino.
still?
It was Kachino.
Fuck, dude! I was gonna pick Kachina before, like on the last one too, but I was like, no, it wouldn't be Kachina. And then I was gonna pick Kachina right now, and then I was like, I don't know if it would be, so I'll just go Kirara. That seems like, dude, I avoided it twice. And for some reason, it just felt wrong.
Exactly.
It
That
didn't
was my
feel right.
goal. I picked one of the most easily avoided characters in the whole game.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I
You fell into
avoided
my
her twice
plan,
on the
you
last.
fool.
I love Kachina as well, but it just like, I don't know, dude. Geo felt wrong, and then the fact that she's like, you just don't use her felt wrong as well. Like there was so much that felt wrong about it. I fucking brought that back close though.
Yeah, you saved it with that one question where it halved yours. There was some
Yeah.
questions where I was thinking like, I was like, I could ask this, but that seems like a cheating sort of question where I was gonna go, is it a person on the left side? But that feels like a cheat question.
That was worded very badly, Frog.
Frog, you are about the kitties. Okay, she means like cats. I like
I know, it
cats.
took me a second, but I was in my head, I'm like, what?
But I get
the
it.
fuck?
Holy
Does that have to do with
fuck.
anything? I know how he is with that too, but I don't know what it has to do with the topic.
Yeah, and Jesus Christ.
That's
Try to
pretty
get me
fucked.
canceled before I get famous.
Yeah, that would have been really funny if you chose like Sayu. Or no, I guess it would be Diona.
By the way, so there are characters that I avoid because of this, because of the whole male problem. So, for example, I was like, who's someone that's so forgettable under the radar would be hard to guess? And then I was just like, ooh, Mika. People forget about Mika. No, male instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly singled. And then I was just like, who else? Because I was thinking the same thing that you were thinking, where if you were like, what if we eliminate the male question? I was just like, that could bite me in the ass because he could guess the first male when we start to narrow it down, and that would be the right one, and that would be a problem. So I avoided males again because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't know. Like even just off the start, dude, we like immediately eliminate half the board. I don't think that's like a cohesive way to play like Guess Who. Cuz again, like half of the thing is slowly narrowing down until you get there, and if we just eliminate half the fucking board off jump. It reminds me, you ever seen that meme of that guy playing fucking Guess Who or whatever with
Yeah,
his
yeah.
like
Is it George?
no, not even that. It was like he's some dude playing with his girlfriend, I think, and he goes, does your character look like they work at Subway? And there's literally just one person who looks like exactly like the Subway outfit. and like the rest obviously don't.
Yeah.
And it's fucking funny as shit.
I saw a bit from like a British comedy. It's two guys playing Guess Who, and someone asks a question like, "Oh, is your character a male?" Right? And they're like, yes." And so the person like puts down the thing. So the other guy was like, "Is your character George?" No. Puts down George. Then they do it again. Is your character wearing glasses? Yes. There's like 3 characters left. Oh, there's like 10 characters left, let's say. And he's like, is your character George? No. Are you sure? It's not George. It's like, oh, damn. They ask one more question. There's like 3 left. Like, is your character... I swear to God, if you say it's George again, is your character Fred? Yes! Fucking golden skit.
Bruh. I think I found the one I was talking about.
Yeah. Dude, you use TikTok on the PC? TikTok on the PC? Brother. Holy shit. I don't think I've
No,
seen that.
I don't even have TikTok. I clicked on a link from Google.
Okay. I have a TikTok. I don't use it. I use Instagram.
Yeah, no, me too. I clicked this off here. I don't even have one.
Alright. Our Genshin Guess Who and I guess the Arknights discussion is basically done. Because it's a little bit past 12. I need to eat. I have shit that I gotta do today. And I have someone coming over soon.
Valid. Yeah, I'm gonna take a piss and make something to eat, and that is my plan.
Thank you for the piss update. Very important.
Yeah, I'll message you every time I have to if you want.
Honestly, I'd prefer a video.
Valid. I'll give you 2 of them. Different angles.
Alright.
Terrible.
So, I'm gonna rate out, yeah. See you next week then.
Sound good. Peace
Oh,
out,
wait.
everybody.
First, you said you're downloading Minecraft, right? Does that mean today?
Oh, right, yeah. I will try not to sneeze and then do that after I take a piss.
Sweet. I'll probably be on Minecraft sometime soonish, so I'll be able to show you around. And then also, are we watching Code Geass tonight?
Likely so. Let me get back to you on that though, just because I want to take a piss and then I'm gonna finish my dailies up, eat something,
Oh, good.
go from there.
Alright. Well,
But likely so, if anything, like we could get a couple episodes out bare minimum if you're down.
probably a couple, yeah. 2 is probably the perfect point to stop it when we do it today, just because past the 2 we get into a whole start of another plot line.
Okay.
Yeah, I have
two
this
sounds
shit
good.
fucking memorized, bro. I know this show well.
Bruh, I can raid you is hilarious, I'd like to point out.
If you do, I swear to God, we're not doing another episode of this fucking podcast. I'm ending you. I'm gonna need a new co-host because I will kill you.
Or you can only raid people you follow unless you like can type in their actual fucking channel.
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Alright, let's do that.
Well, that leaves you with about one option.
Alright. Yeah, see y'all later, I guess.
Peace out. Much love. You know?
That was the worst thing I've ever heard. I don't know why he did that. That was terrible. I hated every second. Alright, I know exactly who I want to raid because I haven't raided them in a while. Alright. mostly because they stream before me most of the time. So those are the raid messages. The whole VOD of this should be up on YouTube pretty shortly. I have a new method for doing it, so it shouldn't be a problem, and it's been uploaded pretty quickly as of late. So it should be up in like a couple hours, most likely. I usually was exporting it, but exporting took way too long. I'm just downloading and uploading now. It's been much quicker that way. So it should actually be up today, thank God. And yeah, now we're going to have potentially more people in the Minecraft world, which is awesome. Which is actually what I've been looking forward to. But yeah. I hope that something of value was gained from the Enfield stream. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by. Later.